Okay, welcome back to the national titles of the Gridiron, Australian Gridiron titles. What do we got going on here?
Yeah, man, we have a pretty good matchup today, right? We have Victoria versus Queensland.
Okay.
Queensland came out pretty hot a couple weeks ago down in Wollongong. But, we've heard a lot of things about this Victoria team, and, they've put together really good coaching staff. Excited to see what they're going to do today.
Awesome. So Queensland sounds to me like they're favourites.
To be honest, it's hard to tell, right? With Victoria not playing a game yet, right?
Okay.
Obviously, Queensland has shown their cards, put on some film for Victoria to see, right?
Yeah.
Queensland's going this game kind of with a little bit of an unknown, if you think about it that way.
Okay. I love how they do this, how the captains, the four captains, they go out and they meet. It's like, reminds me of like medieval times when they head out on horses and in the middle, their swords and stuff. So,
no doubt.
Good bit of theatre here. Is this traditional?
Absolutely, yeah. The lineup, the shoulder to shoulder. You see Queensland got the helmet between the legs.
Yeah.
Linking up, kind of like a unity thing. We're going out as one team. We're seeing Victoria getting lined up, probably about to do the same thing here. So, yeah, one of my favorite parts about the game is where all the jitters come in.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Just saw a good game there before the Queensland and the New South Wales, which is obviously a great rivalry. Those two states always want to beat each other. Well, Queensland certainly always want to beat New South Wales, and it was a really tight game. Just came down to the very end.
Absolutely. A lot of good football being played there too. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of good football back and forth.
A worthy winning touchdown too. It was a great little dime there by the quarterback through it, and
absolutely
a great route there.
Yeah, a little bit of a scramble, a little bit of a broken play, but good ball by Amanda.
And you've got a bit of an accent there. You're from America, are you?
Yeah, I'm from the States. So actually grew up in California, played football in California, and was fortunate enough to do a little stint with University of Nevada before getting injured. So got in the coaching world. Yeah, so first time commentating though.
Right.
Yeah, very excited about this. It's good to see, growing up in the States, and you don't really know football outside, but when you get to put yourself in this setting and be around some competitive football here in Australia, it's really exciting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of in Australia, we follow the NFL quite closely. It's exciting. It happens Monday morning too. You get up, you go to work, you're checking the scores on your phone. Yeah,
take a break from work. Check the scores. Right.
So it's exciting. Works in with us, and I think a lot of people understand it. But there are avenues to start playing it, and it's starting to get pretty popular over here, isn't it? Absolutely,
yeah. Well, there's a few guys you see here and there that are going over. I've seen some guys from Victoria recently. I think they had a guy going over, I think with the junior college opportunity. I work actually with End Zone Academy, so we train guys out of Brisbane.
Okay, and what's that about?
So End Zone Academy has been around for about 4 years. It was introduced by Sam Arnold, group of guys in a shed working out. Just so happened about 5 of those 6 group of guys went over to play college football in the States and get an opportunity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so fortunate enough to join End Zone in January, right, and add some, hopefully a little bit of value to that as well, and continue to grow guys and continue to grow the sport, not just with our training, but doing online stuff, doing coaches circles and camps and clinics. Yeah.
And is America genuinely starting to you've got that international program where they're trying to scout international players. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so there's a few avenues, right, from high school level to college to professional as well now, right? So there's definitely outlets for guys to go play college, like we've seen here and there. There's definitely avenues with the professional level as well, right? Especially with like Europe, them expanding with the ELF, and creating a high, a quality product in terms of professional football over there. So yeah, there's definitely ways of going about it, and everyone kind of has their own journey. You know what I mean? Like some of these kids are in the age group of getting recruited to play in college. Some of them are a little bit too old, but there's still avenues to push outside, and doing that only it only makes the game more competitive here.
Excellent. So wouldn't that be exciting if we saw someone kind of make it? Like we've got over here with the Aussie rules, we've got Mason Cox who's come over. And,
right.
Absolute legend, a very popular guy. Gets in.
Yeah.
Plays the game hard, kicks straight.
I mean,
rules, so.
I mean, there was a young man out here in Victoria who actually went over to the Polynesian Bowl in Honolulu recently, right? The DN, I believe it was Mills.
Okay.
Yeah, Mills Asiata. He actually went over and competed in the Polynesian Bowl, which is a great experience for these kids. So here we go. Did you?
Right on. Okay, so I'm joined here. My name's Matthew Hogan. I'm with the Calling All Sports Brisbane. I'm with Makana.
Yeah, Makana Garrett. Hakuna Makana, man. That's the one.
Makana from America, from California.
Yeah.
Played a bit of footy at...
Yeah, man. I went to play at the University of Nevada where I actually got injured and I started coaching. Yeah, so at a young age. So I started as a student assistant in 2012 and ended up coaching at the University of Hawaii for 3 years and University of Maine for 3 years after that before stepping out. But let's get this game going, man. I'm really excited to see. Yeah, we got...
So Queensland and kick off.
Yeah, Queensland kicking off to Victoria here. Jai Camilleri kicking off. He's a lefty with a bit of a boot. You'll see Jai Camilleri kind of all over the field today. He plays the outside linebacker position. Also does some returning as well as plays a little bit of running back. We'll see if he gets some clips of that.
On all three lines.
Yeah,
How
man.
often do you see that?
Yeah, man. The kid's a bit of an athlete. Actually, an NRL, bit of an NRL footy guy, right?
Okay, yeah.
Trying to make the transition to gridiron, and one of those guys that's really pursuing, the college route.
Okay.
So, yeah. So hopefully we get to see him do some
31. There he is.
Yeah.
Looks like he's up and about. He's got a fair set of carbs on him too.
Well-built kid. There's the boot we were talking about. Cool, we're going to get a return here. Great coverage, nice and condensed. Tackled about the 9-yard line. All right, so Victoria will start with the ball, 1st and 10 coming out.
Great kick there. It's fallen in the field of play, so he's had to return it. And they've got him pinned down there to start, Queensland. So
yeah, great coverage right there. So here we got a official's timeout. Excited to see what Victoria comes out with here, with their base offense.
So we saw in the ladies' game it was all about the run game. What do you expect in here when we go over to the blokes?
I mean, I think I don't know much from the Victoria side, but from Queensland side we could see definitely a mixed bag. We see, Victoria's coming out here in a 2x2 formation, 10 personnel set, so it's spread.
Yep.
Backs to the field. A little bit of a fumbled snap. Good contain. Wow. So
Queensland look on early.
We got a penalty on the field here.
Flags are out.
Victoria's just got to get a little bit of the jitters out.
That was a bad snap.
Yeah.
Feel for the... Here we go. See if you got it. Yeah, see, got it on the half volley there. It's tough. And great pursuit there by the linebacker.
Yeah, the D end right there, number 34.
D-end.
Yeah. Way to contain that thing. So now we got a 2nd and long situation. We saw Victoria come out in that 2x2. Queensland almost didn't look like they were set defensive line-wise. They had a little bit of adjustment there at the beginning.
See if the centre can get his snap off this time.
Now we come out with a 2-back set. So we got 2 guys in the backfield, right? We got 2 receivers down here at the bottom of the screen, 1 up top.
So it'll be a run or a fake to run.
A little zone action. With a scrum, a little bit of gain, about 3 to 4 yards there. So you saw right there, they ran the inside zone back to the boundary, and then they brought the other back to the field. So we can assume that they're going to come back to this play. and do some more reads off of it, right? So they're probably going to read the front side, and then as that guy wraps around, they're probably going to end up being a pitch guy. Empty formation here with a bunch set. This is good to see. Okay, drop back.
Ooh,
lets it go down the field.
And that's
incomplete there. He had number 7 beat there over the top. If he had a little bit more on top of that, that might have been a big play for Victoria.
I'm going to replay that. Was that a did he have a good go at that?
Yeah, I was trying to see what they were running out of the bunch. I couldn't quite tell. But you just saw that he had gotten behind the safety. He come out with a similar formation here. Empty. Oh, got him to jump. We got a free play.
And it's
all right. They got 5 yards.
One there. That was a good hit, but it'll be a penalty. Penalty flag just comes in, and
yeah, we'll see what this is about here. I thought it was pretty obvious.
I thought it was an offside.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was pretty obvious that the defense had jumped into the neutral zone. The offense got the ball off. Should be rewarded with a free play. And even after the sack, right, so it's a free play, so they should get the 5 yards.
Queensland's defense has been it's been pretty impressive, but he just jumped a bit early there. No, what's happening?
Wow.
He's throwing the flag again.
I think we're going to get a sideline warning here. There's a little bit of talking here on the Victoria sideline, maybe because of the call that they're getting on the field.
This is under 19s? Under 18s?
Under 20s.
Under 20s, of course.
Yeah, you got to keep track now. Yeah. That's the hardest thing for me. We'll see what happens here. We got a 3rd and very long here after the penalties. Looked like we had a false start penalty, and then we had the sideline warning, which is potentially
so we may have
15
seen the defence jump, but he may have jumped because of the false start.
Potentially, yeah.
That's what they're saying, obviously, and then
I think that's what we got from the sideline. There was a little bit of feedback from the coach about that call.
The refs just aren't taking it, and that's fair enough.
No.
So they've got. Here we go.
Come on in.
I'm going to hand it over to Bart, who's a well-dressed young man who knows a lot more about football than me.
Well, here we go. We're back. We got a 3rd and, looks like we have a 4th down and extra long here, so we're going to get a punt. Victoria's backed up, so this should give Queensland some pretty good field position following the return. What's going on, man?
McConnell, Bart. Nice to meet you. All right, ladies and gents.
We had a little bit of pressure on the punt there, a little muffed return. Wow, we're gonna get a hefty return, like we mentioned here, putting Queensland in some favorable field position. Right, looking like we're gonna start off in the red zone.
All right, ladies and gents, thanks for joining us. Sorry I'm a bit fashionably late. Timing is apparently not my strong suit, but we are here on a sunny day down in Browns Plains. So looks like we're at 0-0. So you folks are a bit more well informed than I am at this point in time. But Bart McCarno bringing you the next 3.5 quarters. So yeah, McCarno and I have just met, so it's very exciting.
Right on, man. We'll get to know each other over the next 3.5 quarters.
Gel, if all goes well.
I hope not. I hope we give the people something to talk about.
Yeah, something. You know what I mean? Nothing but cringe for the next 2.5 hours. Ideal. So we got a bit of a break in play as they try and figure out the down and distance here. So McCarno, what's are you familiar much with the under 20s games and the sort of the representatives from these teams?
Yeah, I'm familiar with a few of the Queensland players. I was doing a little bit of research on Victoria, trying to get to know these guys as well pre-game. Right now we got Taj Borden at quarterback. Oh, we get a fumbled snap. Taj is going to scoop it up here, try to advance the ball. We're going to get a loss of yardage.
There we go. So this was part of the trouble last time that we saw Queensland versus New South Wales. Bit of mix-up on the exchange there for young Taj Borden. But see if he can steady the ship.
Interesting. First 2 plays for the offenses, right? We're getting fumbled snaps. So maybe they're just getting the jitters out on offense. Hopefully we get this ball rolling.
It's that lack of experience at this level.
Right.
Young folks, not too much time together, although it is a Stingray centre, so maybe they have played together. On second down.
We have a defensive player running off the field here. Officials timeout, potentially because of the substitution. We got 2-by-2 formation here by Queensland. Back away on 2nd and long. Drop back pass. Ooh, we got basically a clear out concept there. You got a vertical by 1 and then a deep out by number 2. Taj was trying to put it on that deep out and it was dropped by the slot receiver.
Couldn't quite secure it,
yeah,
unfortunately. But Taj, not afraid to go to the air. In fact, I think courage is probably his number 1 attribute.
I agree. And when he can't throw it in the air, he uses his feet
legs.
really well.
Absolutely. And I think that may be the key for victory or for steadying the ship here. Maybe not on 3rd and long, but as the game goes on for sure.
Working to the 3-by-1 side. Number 3 across the middle. We got Corey Jeeves over across the middle. They had a 2-by-2, excuse me, not 2-by-2. They had a 2-high safety look, and Jeeves just took the middle of the field there, and Taj saw that opening and put it right on him.
Post almost.
Yeah, a bit. Almost like
really nice dart straight to the chest. Catch on the run. So Taj, when he has time and he's feeling it, he can put a ball on the chest. So certainly some talent there for sure.
Absolutely.
Out of the pistol, eh? I wonder if this is the Peter Brewer effect of running on offense. We'll see.
I like to call it the Chris Alt. So Chris Alt actually invented the pistol at Nevada.
No,
that's where I went, swear to God, yeah.
Yeah, right, there you go, Chris Alt.
Chris Alt leaving his mark all the way here in Australia.
Amazing.
Nevada,
for any trivia buffs at home, Chris Alt. Put that in your next trivia. We do have flag on the field, though.
Yeah, let's see what this is about.
We'll pray for the day of referee audio. That'd be nice.
Right.
I did hear that for some of the state championship games in Wollongong, but we will await more traditional signals to try and figure it out.
Got a holding call.
He is facing the direction away from us, but it does look like a holding on the offense.
It's interesting to see what they're going to do in the red zone here, right? In the red zone, what you'll notice is the field is actually wider than it is long, right? So you don't get the traditional pass concepts of pushing the ball down the field, right? Offenses typically like to use the width of the field down here.
To increase the length, they have decided to hold.
There you go. That's what it was, right? Strategic.
Yeah,
right?
Ultimately a strategic play, but we do have Tom out in the field, it seems. Makana, have you in your time already introduced yourself and sort of given context on your sort of experience here in Queensland?
A little bit. Kind of brought up, my football path from what I told the people was essentially played high school football in the States, grew up in California. Was fortunate enough to get recruited to play at the collegiate level. Ended up at the University of Nevada, injured very early on, so I actually got into coaching as a student assistant.
Yeah, right, there you go.
So I did that for about 3 years at Nevada, and then I was fortunate to become a graduate assistant at the University of Hawaii for 3 years, and then continued my coaching journey. Ended up at the University of Maine on the East Coast as a full-time position coach for 3 years before getting out.
There you go, so can run big test.
And then found my way in Australia.
Yes, yeah,
now we're here.
And how was it that you found your way to Australia?
So actually, when I was in Hawaii in 2016, we came out and did a bunch of camps, recruiting and evaluation camps. And so I had the ability to meet a few people.
And what are we seeing on the screen here? We seeing a coach trying to suggest to players to tuck their shirts in? Is this what we're seeing, or are they do have some equipment malfunctioning? I'm quite unsure, but a lot of these Victorian players are a little unknown to us. We haven't seen interstate competition for some time in Australia. So a lot of these under-20s would have been wee bubs.
Right.
The last time there was an under-20 competition at state level, I imagine.
Yeah, a couple guys to look out for, though. We got number 24, Hunter Lamour, right, on the D line, as well as Jamie Tupai. Some big bodies that have gotten some recognition as captains.
Taj goes to the end and finds his man. How about that? Pitch and catch.
Great pitch and catch right there. Nice grab by Mason Fields, going up, high pointing it, securing the ball, and scoring the touchdown, man. That's just all. Really, that's just about timing, right? Timing and knowing receiver's going to be.
Yeah, I dare say chemistry plays a part. That is one of his Stingrays receivers.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, Taj looking quite impressive. I mean, for every time he catches the snap, he looks quite impressive, ball in hand. Certainly no sign of nerves on that front once he has the ball.
Absolutely not.
So Sun Devils go ahead 6-0.
The kick is up.
And no good, I think.
I don't think it's good here. We don't get a signal from the refs here, but
they all look confused.
Yeah.
Usually a sign that it's no good.
Yeah.
Although, for anyone who tuned in to the last time we covered a Bears ground game, which we were at a different location, somewhere else in Logan City, we did have ball stuck on the roof gate, if anyone recalls. Anyone tuning in for a repeat viewing experience, but with the ball was stuck momentarily on the roof, but has now come back down to earth.
Is that like a finder's keeper's rule in Australia? If you find it, you get to...
I don't think so. It just may require someone to get a ladder and get up on the roof, which is always a bit of...
We probably need that ball back anyway. Right?
Yeah, we definitely need the ball back.
We
mostly need the entertainment of someone climbing on the roof.
Right.
That's what I would like. Anyway, Stingrays... sorry, not Stingrays. The Sun Devils go ahead 6-0. Kicking off here again.
The last kick here, we saw Jai Camilleri put it in the far right corner and saw some good coverage. We'll see if we get another good kick from number 31 here.
Does have a good boot on him.
Oh, we get a little bit of trickery, a fake reverse. But the coverage unit's there again, right? These guys are really getting down the field. We do have a flag on the field down here on the kickoff line. I'm assuming by the position that's probably going to be an offside on the kickoff.
You'd have to assume, yeah. You don't love to see when they do that fake reverse, the fella with the ball in hand not quite hitting the jets. You got to hit that with a bit of speed, and you get to the defensive line. I get it. Maybe you want to slow down, brace yourself for contact, but you got to hit that with speeds. So a bit lackadaisical on the return there, just allowing the defenders to get up to you, but it may not matter, although I'm not really sure. This doesn't appear to be a re-kick, so anyhow, play resumes. First down for Victoria.
Just gave him 5 yards on the return there.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. We got 2-by-2 formation again by Victoria here. Okay, we get a little drop back pass.
Why?
We have an interception here.
Cheeky face guard. Face mask, I think.
It's safe to say there.
I wonder if that was Cam Sauce Garner. Let me just...
I believe so, yeah. I think that was Cam there with the interception.
It is indeed.
So Victoria comes out on first play of the drive, taking a shot here. Corner comes up with an interception.
Again, no lacking in toughness and or charisma is Cam Sauce Garner with the interception there. Although he did seem to run directly across the field and allowed himself to get tackled and face masked there. But no doubt he had something to say to the defender as he pulled him down, as he was pulled down.
It is interesting. Usually we say when we get an interception near sideline, right? Take it down the near sideline, and everyone knows, hey. And you see the guys that take it all the way across the field, try to...
He saw me in the commentary booth and just simply had to run. Hey, look, I got an interception. Look how
showing the ball off, right?
Yeah. No, Cam, run upfield. Upfield. But no, he's made a big play for his team and gives Taj and the lads another chance with the ball in hand.
I see Queensland coming out another 3-by-1 formation where they came out with a big target to Corey Jeeves last drive, and here goes again. Same play, right? I mean, if it's working. Wow, making guys miss.
Wow.
So we saw the same formation. We saw the same concept. They took the middle of the field.
And frankly, no defenders in sight. You do have to wonder, are they playing too far off, or what is this? Just seemingly no effort to get to the ball carrier.
Well, it's interesting. When teams go 3-by-1, a lot of times what it does is it puts the mic in stress, right? So the mic either has to play in the box or really relate to that number 3 receiver, right? Especially in a 2-by-2.
You have to wonder where the rest of the DBs were. Like, why are you not crashing to the ball?
They're off on the hashes, man.
Yeah, spreading out and
yeah.
Like, you got a one-on-one matchup, you take it and you win.
Yep.
Anyhow, Sun Devils go ahead 12-0, waiting the extra point.
Solid protection here. Not much push up front by Victoria.
Well, you have to assume they're a bit flat after that particular defensive play. Just absolutely coasted up the field. One play. It was the first play of offense, was it not?
Right, yeah. We got one play of offense by Victoria, interception, one play on offense by Queensland. Yeah. We got a touchdown.
Hopefully not a sign of things to come. Hopefully Victoria can pick their game up and put momentum back in their favour, as we don't want to see a runaway scoreline here today. But Queensland looking very strong thus far.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Jai Camilleri put one of these in the back of the end zone.
Well, he's a large lad for an under-20, I would say. Certainly has spent some time in the gym. No doubt I looked like that when I was 19, but...
he's actually one of our athletes at End Zone Academy.
Is that right? You would know. You would know. Shout out to End Zone Academy.
And I also coached the Brisbane Rhinos last season, and Jai was on one of our captains on the juniors team.
Wearing
as well.
a Stingrays helmet, it looks like, or just simply a white helmet?
Simply a white helmet, man.
Curious decision, but anyhow, away it goes, and a boot he does have.
And there he goes. Not the prettiest kick there, but he does put it in the back. We got another flag here. It's a bit like deja vu at the moment.
Well, I think this is a bit of a story of the world of under-20s, is that the discipline that they have as compared to the men's game is just not quite there. So simple things like staying onside in a kick, which is day one stuff, you simply can't quite execute on, which is...
I'm not going to give them any room for excuses here. They've had plenty of kickoffs in the last, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it an excuse. I'd call that's what happens. That's simply the reality of it.
Right.
But yeah, looks like they've chosen to do a re-kick here though, which is probably the right decision. Give them a chance to return the ball. But what I'd love to see from the return man, whoever does pick it up, is a bit more burst with the ball in hand. I get it. I've returned kicks before. It's entirely scary running to a wall of men running at you. But sometimes you've got to face your fears, and especially when you're under 20, you can bounce back from anything. So let's see if he can take the ball and hit it with some speed.
Right.
Although we do have some discussion with one of the coaches who looks somewhat irate on the sideline. Again, if only we could hear the words being exchanged. Oh, arms up with some confusion. Makana, what would you say he is being said here? If you were doing an NFL lip reading, what would your guess?
To be honest, I'm very confused because they just got a penalty for them, so I'm not sure what we can be frustrated about.
It might have been a hit in the back or a late hit or some sort of, you know, with that kind of reaction, you have to assume some sort of foul play went on. They wouldn't be simply upset from a kick out the back or offside, so something foul.
I mean, you always got to protect your players, right? So if it's something against your players, you always got to protect your players, make sure the game's being played safe.
And especially when they are of a younger age, I think that, you know, you really do have to have their back. They may not be the world's most expressive people at the age of 19. Great football players.
And also, let's be honest, if you give these guys an inch, they're going to take it a mile, right? So as referees, you got to bring this game. If there's any foul play or anything early on, it's like, hey, let's get this thing under control right before it gets out of hand.
But shout out to the boys in white and black, always showing up, always helping the game out. And without referees, we certainly couldn't do and host these games. So thank you to all the folks out there whose names I unfortunately do not know, but they're looking very svelte in their black and white striped shirts today.
Absolutely.
So anyway, after some delay, we'll get the kickoff again here, hopefully. See if Jai can put it out the back of the end zone once again.
Gets some good height and some distance on this thing, allowing his coverage team to get down the field or contain. But we have a crease. Wow. Great tackle by the DN there.
And I cannot see a number on that one, unfortunately, but great covering tackle there. Just get here on the replay. You see the return man trying to set up his blocks, hits its speed, but taken down there by number 34, who is Johan.
Yeah, I love watching Johan play, man. He's a light DN that has a lot of potential.
Yeah, Johan Tungatua from the Raptors.
Yep.
With a good coverage tackle there.
As you can see, he's on the top of the screen right here at the end. You'll see him flying off the ball. Great twitch.
We have an enormous corner on the left side here, number 30 for the Sun Devils.
So the ball bounced off to the edge there. Jai Camilleri with the tackle within pursuit with, I believe it was number 40. Jordan Easthope.
Quite a very, very sunny afternoon here.
We're getting a bit of tempo offense too, which is interesting here, right? Fast pace, a little bit of motion in the backfield.
Trying to tire out the defense.
Oh, inside zone, untouched. It's good to see Victoria getting the ball moving here, finding their way.
Running back bouncing off a few tackles, lazy tackles there, and making what looked to be about 20 yards almost.
Let's see if they stay in this tempo offense. Rico Tupai with the carry. Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Yeah. Rico with an upright stance, but has some power in his legs.
Oh, no fumbled snap. He gets the ball out to the flat. We have a missed tackle. Pursuit on the backside, 2 missed tackles as he makes his way down the sideline. Direct by Tyrell.
And great job there by the QB to just fling it out there. Really nice pass despite the mully grubber along the ground. So Rico Tupai, who's clearly got some spring in his step, made a very nice gain inside the red zone now, I think.
Who's that at quarterback? Is that Marcel Pasquale? Is that number 8? Yeah, number 8 there. That was a great way to make something out of nothing there, right? Picking the ball off the ground, getting it out. That's pretty tough for quarterbacks to do, right? Be able to flip their hips and flick it out there. Honestly, that's what a lot of coaches look for.
Well,
right?
Also, just the execution after the ball coming along the ground. It's just a perfect pass considering the sort of conditions that presented themselves. But we have another break in play as officials discuss who knows what, because we can't hear them. But we are presumably now in the second quarter as the... hard to say exactly. The quarter count on your screen is a non-traditional one. But...
This is going to be a long game.
Naturally, as we all know, 30-minute quarters in the game of American football. Total norm, so nothing surprising here.
Right.
And I am now just getting flashbacks of the days when I played here at this stadium. Back in 2008 was my first year playing here. I didn't quite realise until I saw the tarp in the back right-hand corner of your screen, or the top right-hand corner of your screen, as you can see there. I recall one of our quarterbacks, who I won't name drop, throwing a pick six the other direction on the highlight films of the Kenmore Bears in 2008. I'll name drop. I think it was Jai Churchill. Sorry for watching Jai.
Sorry,
that might have been you.
Sorry, Jai.
But that's one lasting memory I have of watching the replays of those games. But yeah, good to be back out here. I haven't been out here for maybe 15 years or more. So good to see the quality of the pitch is looking outstanding here today. We are a very sunny day here in Browns Plains. But good conditions for football. And maybe part of the reason why they're going up-tempo, the Victorian offense, trying to sort of wear down Queensland defenders with the heat out here today.
Absolutely. Catching them off guard, definitely. Now they find themselves in the red zone here. Let's see what they can do with it. We get that 3-by-1 formation into the boundary. The back is going to switch side, go to the strength. They have the one-on-one matchup to the field. They don't use it. They get missed tackle by Johnny Heighton. We have pursuit. Another ball on the ground, and it rolls out of bounds, right? So it looks like it rolled out just about the first down marker. So we should get a 2nd and 10.
That was a lot of yardage moved for 1 yardage gain, or maybe 1 yardage lost.
Right.
Again, a bit of a break in play here for reasons unknown. Perhaps trying to determine. Oh no, we have cramp on the field. Our first victim to cramp this this sunny afternoon.
With 27 minutes left in the quarter, I think we can expect a few cramps.
We're 27 minutes into the quarter.
Excuse me. Yeah, we're
in the quarter. Christ almighty.
Right, we're going to get a few cramps out here today.
Yeah, and autumn day, it does not feel. It is certainly a warmer Saturday afternoon.
Right.
And that's Cam Sauce-Gardner. Well, I hope he can return to the field. Obviously, Cam's the man who has the pick on behalf of Queensland here today, so they will feel his loss if he's unable to return. But hopefully there's a bit of cramp. Hopefully he gets a bit of, if not an IV, some sort of Gatorade into him, so he's ready to go.
It was good to see Pascual make another play on his feet. You know, kind of a broken play. Could have been a tackle for a loss. Made a few guys miss. Get back to, obviously the ball skill we can hold on to, but got back to the line of scrimmage, right? Another pre-snap penalty here.
Number 40 there.
False.
The cheeky tap on the quarterback's heads.
Looks like we got a false start here. Not sure what number. We're going to get a 5-yard penalty. Should be about 2nd and 15, 16 yards.
Terribly sorry, Mr. Number 40. I can't seem to find your name, but
who's that?
For the Sun Devils.
That would be Jordan Easthope, number 40.
Jordan Easthope. Well,
yep.
Jordan, I noticed your cheekiness.
Okay, we get another drop back pass here. Size of scramble, we lose contain. Again, Pascual making plays with his feet here, getting to the, looks like he gets to the first down, maybe just short here.
1 yard short of the first down, so I think that brings up 3rd down now. And I dare say they're not going to put Pascual in the QB sneak. I don't know if he can shift a pile. He is every bit 65 kilos wet. But he has shown clear promise with ball in hand, making plays wherever possible, which is exactly what you see from a young quarterback, is that playmaking mentality.
Right. So now we get 3rd and short. They come out with the 10 personnel look again. Looks like a 3-by-1 formation. Expect a hard count here. Try to draw them off sides. Nope. Just go back to the inside run. Hand it off to Rico Tupai there.
Who clearly can move the pile, simply just cannot be stopped churning his legs forward.
It's good to see Victoria knocking on the door right here. We got a goal line situation. Let's see if they can punch it in.
Yeah, 1 yard out now. So let's see if they bring in some big boppers or if they... we have a timeout in the field now on behalf of the Sun Devils. So another break in play.
It's just me, or we've had a fair share of stoppage?
A lot of breaks, yeah.
Right? Okay.
I suspect it's part of the under-20s field. Some rules explained. People are... I wouldn't blame it on jet lag, but perhaps some tired legs from travelling from Victoria. Who's to say? As we can't hear the officials, we'll just make up reasons as we go, I'd say.
It looks like Victoria's going to be subbing their quarterback here. You've seen Pascual coming out of the huddle.
I wonder if we're thinking some sort of either wildcat formation or if Jared Lorenzen will make an appearance under centre to sneak it in from 1 yard out.
Jared Lorenzen, what a throwback.
What a throwback, yeah. It's a hefty lefty.
A hefty lefty.
Sadly,
was
no
that
longer
Kentucky?
With us. I think he played at Kentucky, but a couple seasons with the New York Giants.
My favorite was the arena football clips.
Yes,
did you ever catch those?
I absolutely did.
Those are beautiful.
Ranging at around 400 pounds, throwing pills like he's...
Gorgeous.
Like Pat Mahomes. Absolutely stunning athlete was Jared Lorenzen. But looks like I don't think they can try to accelerate to the to do a quick play here, but Victoria have gone back out. And we have number 3 under centre, not listed as a quarterback. But we'll see what we go for here.
Maybe some type of wildcat. Yeah, some QB run. A little bit of a stretch play, good pursuit. Wow, great play there. That number 42
defense
on the tackle. Great stop. They try to go with the wildcat. They try to force the ball on the perimeter here with the lead blocker. Queensland does a great job of stretching this play out. Kyle Thomas with the tackle.
Yeah.
No, that's not Kyle Thomas. That's the 42 for Victoria.
Pardon me. That's not McCarna's fault. I'm just throwing him under the bridge there, pointing the wrong name. Anyhow, sealed the edge there by Queensland defender.
Oh, again, we go with another Wildcat play, this time a little bit tighter of a zone here. Ooh,
and after the success that Pascal had, it's interesting to see you throw in another quarterback who is just getting roughed up. Wow, okay, wow. That's definitely showing them some welcome to Queensland vibes with that. Removing the.
It's hard to say if that was incidental with the celebration, with the hands coming up. It was, you know what I mean? I don't know there.
Carter may well have his back. That's good. That looked. We may see some repercussions from that. We'll find out if the referees are discussing that right now.
Do have a flag on the play. We'll see what they decide.
Thanks to the supporters. Go number 40, East Hope.
Jordan East Hope. We got
Kafusi.
Taniela Kafusi with their banners up.
Good to see the hometown crowd showing up and pulling the banners out, and some of the lads. Peter Brewer on the middle of the screen, sinking pints. His day is done. Time to reap the benefits of hopefully a Queensland victory from his perspective.
Right. Great to see them supporting the boys.
Yep.
Same quarterback, and then we go with a pass here with a
curious decision.
It's almost like a flood concept, right? They're trying to flood the boundary and get it out. Again, interesting that they put number 3 in at quarterback instead of keeping Pasquale with the way he was moving the ball.
I feel like they are doubling down on their initial decision.
Very good play by Chris there, number 7, right? Undercutting that ball, getting a hand on it, right? Identified the offensive play very well.
And certainly, if number 7 is Christian Denton, certainly one of the big stars of the Queensland defence. Big fella. Big strong man is Christian Denton. Certainly doesn't look his under 20.
Right. Shoot, he was the MVP of the Queensland League there for defense. Wow.
Outstanding tackle there. Wow. Has he kept him short? No sign of a touchdown yet.
I'd love to see the replay on this play. Okay, we get a speed option. Hit on the quarterback. Who was that? Someone came in with a nice... Oh, it looks like Mackin.
It could well have been. I couldn't see the angle.
I believe that was Kane Mackin with the tackle. You see him set the shoulder... Right, bring his hips through.
Tackle,
beautiful.
Right at the
beautiful
center of gravity.
4th down. Oh, they go back with the speed option. They up the middle.
And looks like he may have made it in. Oh, we have a flag.
Wow.
So once again, unknown results on the field. As
that was a quick flag.
It was a quick flag, but also no sign of a touchdown from either the side judge or the head umpire, so confusion is left here in the commentary box.
So they came back with the same play, but wasn't read out all the way. He kind of just faked real quick to the outside and was like, I got to take this thing up the middle and try to do it myself.
Coach might be calling, if it hasn't worked the first 3 times, let's just run it again, see if it works out. You're 1 yard out. You put your big bloke in at quarterback and you just make him run into the guys. I get it. It's a concept. But the Queensland defense has been able to match them. So
really making them work for it, for sure.
Absolutely. So we'll see if we get a fresh set of downs here, as the down marker, as far as I can tell, is still at 3rd down, with no sign of what happens next. But you'd have to presume defensive penalty, as they don't seem to be marching them backwards. Or they're setting up. I'm confused if there's been a score on the field.
We have kickoff getting ready on the sideline. I'm assuming that they were awarded the touchdown, and we're kicking the point after attempt here.
Of course, we all knew that. There we go. Cool. With confidence in the booth, we have a 13-7 game now, I think.
It's good to see a little bit of energy on the sideline from Victoria. White ready to respond after the 2-touchdown lead by Sun Devils. Good to see them march the ball down the field with a little bit of tempo offense. They get in the red zone. Queensland did a nice job of holding them up for a bit, right? They, like I said, really made them work for it. They got down the goal line and finally able to punch it in with that quarterback substitution there.
And really killed the major momentum swing that was the one-play score of the drive previous. So great to see Victoria bounce back. And we'll find out if they can stop the march of the Sun Devils on this next drive. We do have the benefit of being on the Victorian sideline, so we do get a little bit of an insight into what the Victorian coaches are saying to their players. We'll give away no strategic insight, but rather just any sort of energy vibes on the sideline.
Yeah, good energy. Good energy.
Right now, I would agree with that.
Good vibes.
Victorian coach seems to be egging his players on, and I can also confirm that some of these fellas on the sideline, they're big boys. So
we actually had a penalty right after the play on the touchdown, so that resulted in them moving the ball up on the kickoff, right?
Are we looking at onside kick here? What's this formation?
We are going onside. Wow, well called.
That is not one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen.
Nope. We'll get but might as well give it a go when you do have the field position, right? Take a chance at it.
I dare say they may want to practice that one a bit more next time. But yeah, like when you've got that, when you've got the spread from the return team of a regular kick return, and they don't adjust to your onside kick attempt, then
how'd you recognize that? How'd you see that coming?
Well, just his alignment. He was lined up.
He was lined up at about 2 yards off the ball, right, angled at the sideline.
It just looked like
that wasn't going to the end.
I may not be a genius, but I can tell when a man's about to kick an onside kick. I'm just glad he didn't try the Chris Boswell Zamboni. Well, not Zamboni. Is that what it was called?
Zamboni.
No, that's the ice hockey machine. Someone can tune in from the internet and tell me what the name of that kick was. Hopefully that'll get relayed to us.
Yeah, I want to know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Chris Boswell, Steelers kicker, maybe 3 years ago.
Oh, is that the one they spin it? You're talking about?
No, he kicked it with
behind the back,
behind his ankle,
or behind the ankle. Yeah.
Behind the ankle.
A little finesse.
Anyway, nothing but vague references to poorly named kicks here in the commentary booth. All right, we're now 40 minutes into the first quarter with, let's say, 10 minutes to go.
It's good.
Why not? Out of the pistol formation again.
Back to I think they're in a 2x2 formation. Oh, yeah, 2x2 formation. Handoff, nice little zone play to Caden. Nice solid run for about a gain of 6.
Yep. Hit the defender and pushed through.
Yeah, really kept his feet moving on the point of contact there,
Absolutely. Didn't he? And the defender took him up high, which probably want to lower your pad height just a touch to try and drive the defender back, but did seal the tackle, so good work there. See if Taj can muster up a good drive here with a second down play with 3 yards to go.
I'd like to see him kind of take a shot here with the third and, medium to short situation, right? Good time to take it or push the ball down the field.
See if he finds his weapons. Now that left wide out looks wide open.
We got a drop back pass.
Is there any? Yeah, he looks like he's going
to. Vertical again. Incomplete. It was tough to see here on the screen, but that was targeted to Kai there.
Off the line, the receiver looked wide open.
A little bit underthrown.
Yeah, well, that looked overthrown, actually. He couldn't quite get
to the
there.
Inside. I'd like that ball put on the outside, right?
Absolutely,
so that's his path. But I'll tell you what, the protection by the O-line right there, Taj Borden has all day right there to throw that thing.
Absolutely. And I think that, I don't know if there is a size advantage, but their technique seems to be outstanding.
If you watch the left tackle here, number 64. You go run. Oh, fumbled snap. Taj tries to get out of it. Tackled for a loss.
Unfortunately, cannot make something out of nothing that time.
Right, so now we're going to have 4th down. Looks like the punt team's going to come out.
And another low snap, which is just a little unfortunate. Things aren't gelling there in the center quarterback connection. So will that be the story of lack of success on offense for the Sun Devils?
Right. Victoria has a great chance for field position right here.
And with 4th down and 11, you have to assume punt here. Although another slight break in play, perhaps a equipment malfunction. Oh no, we have another stoppage in play. Good to see a close-up of some of the young fellas on the sideline there. Yosefidis.
Some good-sized boys there down at the end.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Fed well from a young age, I'd say. Alrighty.
I believe we have K. Mack in there back to punt.
Hopefully Kane has a big boot on him and protection stays in place and finds some good field position. We have one returner back.
Yeah, respecting the leg, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is well deep. He expects this AFL prospect.
Oh, and we get a little view there at the top there. Nice little back angle.
Yeah, that is very cute, isn't it? So you can see just how deep that punt returner is stood.
Oh, bad snap over the head. What can he do with this? Let's see if we try to get rid of it. Smart play, trying to get rid of it. Wow, and smart play by Victoria as well, right? If that ball is kicked behind the line of scrimmage, it's a free ball, right? So they can do as they please with it, right? So smart play, heads-up play.
Presumably, if he catches it and then fumbles it, it is a turnover, though.
Behind the line of scrimmage, they're good.
Is that right?
Right, if it's pushed but beyond the line of scrimmage, yeah, right? So you can be aggressive, though, in those situations, right?
Yeah, right.
Because if you think about it, even if it's dropped or whatever, it's still a fourth down play, so the ball resumes and it's still a turnover on play to Victoria.
No doubt we all knew that.
Right.
So good to know.
So I'm going to give credit to the coaches here on Victoria and say that is a very smart football play, well coached.
Of course, him at a ripe old age of 17, 18, 19 knew all about that.
Right.
But at least we didn't see a safety on behalf of the Queensland team there. So although we must have some sort of penalty on the field as they've seemed to be marched half the distance to the goal.
Right.
So that may well have been, maybe he called a fair catch. Who's to say? Can you call a fair catch if the ball isn't past the line of scrimmage? More rules. Rules.
Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Drop back pass. We get both backs out on swings. It's completed.
Taken out of bounds there by Sauce Garner once again.
Right, we're on the 1 yard line here.
Return to the field, so
just like that, man.
Yeah. No defender in sight when he caught the ball, though. Oh, that is just shy of the end zone.
We're talking the inch yard line.
Yeah. Good effort there by the Victorian receiver, as we may well have finally reached the end of the first quarter. 44.
Are you sure?
Look, that would be if we start marching down the other side of the pitch, then I'll have confirmation. Otherwise, we may well have a timeout here. Or just tune in from home and tell us what you think this particular interruption is caused by.
We should put a poll every time.
Yeah, put a poll out. So choose your own poll software and post it in the chat. Let us know what people have chosen. But it doesn't seem to be getting any cooler here in Browns Plains, so we'll see if weather will play a factor as the game goes on, and if fatigue will set in.
Looks like right now Victoria's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and look, at the age of 19, I'm sorry, you've got no excuse for being out of shape. You're a young, fit fella.
Right.
Cardio shouldn't be your problem. But looks like it wasn't quarter time, as we are still...
so Victoria comes out. Freaking, what is this, second and goal here on the 1 yard line. Two back set. Tight splits by 1 and 2. Rolled snap. He gets the ball out to an out route. Caught in the end zone on the out route. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown there for Victoria on the what looks to be a bit of a 5 and out route there by the slot receiver. Great adjustment there by the QB once again as the ball molly grubs along the ground. And that was number 6, Sam Colbatch, on the reception. So well done, Sam, catching through the contact. And we now have a tie game at 13-all. So Victoria have found a way to sneak back into this game after what appeared to be massive momentum shift towards the Sun Devils.
Going to have some confusion on the Victoria sideline. Typical, especially with special teams. First game playing together, right? You'll have a lot of those. And
absolutely no confusion in the booth here at any point in time, Nakana. We certainly know what's going on.
At all times.
At all times, including at this particular stoppage. We all know what this is about. Of course, it's the annual general meeting of the referees.
Seems to be happening every other play.
Maybe every other play,
It's a very frequent meeting.
Although we do see, I think it's the special team, the kicking team, coming off the pitch.
Delay of
game on the offense. Okay, interesting.
So you could hear Victoria's sideline calling the offense back up. Let's see if they'll go for 2 as opposed to kicking here.
It is a bit of a further kick, and the extra point may be a bit more out of range now. So instead, going from 7 yards out, I would assume. on the extra point. See if we get Marcel Pascal back in under centre, or if we'll see Aston Hewitt.
Yep, looks like we're going to get an offensive formation here. They're coming out again with that two-back look. So check that.
Swing routes.
They're coming out the one back with 2-by-2 formation spread. It looks like the defense stayed in a bear front. Oh, and we had some pressure on the quarterback. He throws it up for wow.
Sam Colbatch once again.
Back to back.
Outstanding. Just big brothered him.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where the quarterback's like, you want to find the quarterback's top target, right? Who is that? As right now, that quarterback is saying, hey, this is my guy, this is reliable. In a moment like that, you throw it up. What a great play to go up and go over the top and grab that thing at the highest point.
Mr. Climb the Ladder Colbatch.
Right.
Randy Mosses him. Now we have a 2-point lead to Victoria. So momentum swings left, right, and centre in this game.
Victoria takes the lead for the first time of the game, 15-13.
And no longer are we concerned about a blowout one way or the other. This is going to be a tussle back and forth all game, ladies and gents. And my assumption at this point in time is that we may not be doing quarters. We may simply have two halves, because this first quarter has continued for longer than I would have assumed. So if anyone can correct me on that one, or if anyone knows the rules, which I apparently do not, then...
this is all new to me. So I was...
We have an onside kick here, McCann. And the kicker cannot recover it.
Wow. They would have had me.
Yeah,
they would have had me.
I was about to say he can't be going for it again, but he was lined up ready for an onside.
We got extracurricular play again. I'm assuming another 15-yard penalty.
And
this one looks like it's on Jai Camilleri.
Is that right? Yeah, and you can see on the screen there, number 31, just driving him into the ground. Obviously saying, welcome to Queensland, and lovely to have you here. Hope you enjoy the weather. So we'll find out from the referees at the third annual general meeting of the.
When are we going to get our invite?
Well, I don't know. I think you need to become a referee first. Right?
I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, maybe in the next life.
I think I'll be all right. That's a hard job, man.
It is a hard job, and no one is under the microscope more often than the referees.
No doubt about that.
But as good as they are for the game, doesn't mean we can't poke a little fun just here in the commentary booth. Nothing but respect for the boys in black and white, though, of course. So some big squad numbers from both Victoria and Queensland. So with any injuries on either side, we do have quite a bit of depth here.
First and 10, we get an inside zone back to the boundary. We get a great push up front. It didn't look like there was much contact early on. It was kind of scot-free through that hole.
Yeah, and finds his way for the first down after about a 15-yard pickup. Hard to tell on the replays. That seems to have been a different play. I can't tell if that was the same.
That looked like
play that was.
I believe that was the kick return that we
That may well have been the kick return, yes. But yeah, no, great 15-yard run straight up the middle, straight up the guts of the defense there.
So first and 10 here, we're what I would consider the fringe, right? We're kind of knocking on the door of the red zone. Again, another area to take shots. We go inside zone. It worked the first time, and same result on the second one. Another 12 to 15-yard gain right up the middle.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And honestly, if I was the coach here, I would say let's pull it up again. If you can't stop, if we get 10 yards per carry on an inside handoff, why are we running any other play? Because, I'm sorry, that's an easy play to keep calling.
Right. Formationally, what you'll see is 2-by-2, and so both those backers on the outside are actually out of the box. So you'll see outside backer. They've made an adjustment here to go to a one-high look to get that extra backer in the box. They go back to it. And then they pull it. Wow.
Young Taj gives him the don't argue, but comes out 1 yard short.
See a very similar play, right? They go inside zone, and then they go inside zone with the zone read, and it's almost anticipating, okay, hey, that end is going to be very greedy at this point, right?
Well, I do wonder if it was a zone read, or it does look like a zone replay. He just keeps the ball and calls his own number, does Young Taj. But clearly, I hate to play boring offense, but I'd just keep running that back until you can stop it. I'm sorry. If you can't stop it, why were you calling down the other play? So let's see if Victoria can figure out the zone read offense from the Sun Devils. As we have another stoppage in play here. Maybe this is the end of the first quarter. Who's to say?
All right.
So we have both teams going to the sideline. So that looks like the end of the first quarter, folks.
We're going to take the long walk.
A deep 52, almost 53 minutes. So perhaps the referee just got, oh, oops. Quarter time. As we have a score check. We are looking at 15 to Victoria and 13 to the Sun Devils at quarter time here in Browns Plains. So, Makana, what does Victoria have to do to sort of figure out this zone read offense? What do they got to switch up?
I believe they had a good adjustment there, right? So what they've shown a lot of is a too-high safety shell, right? And with that, a lot of times when they're going the 2x2 and opening it up, those backers are put in stress and have to go outside of the box. So they're running the inside zone up the middle, right? So by allowing that other safety to come down to the box, those backers can stay in their gaps, right? So it allows them to thicken up the middle a bit, right? What we saw there is they made that adjustment, but then they didn't account for the zone read. So they accounted for, okay, let's get those guys in the gaps for the zone. And then once we saw the pole now, okay, now it's on the end and that backer to that side of the pole, right, to be able to make up for it, right? Yeah. So we got to coach up that D end. Hey, if you're not getting blocked, alert for the read, right? So you're not just chasing the football.
And we have whistle on the field, so the play is dead for anyone thinking there has been an easy touchdown there. Charge looking around going, what's going on? Why didn't I score? Well, looks like a pre-snap penalty. So no doubt the under-20s game is a very even-tempered game. No one would dare be overly excited, but it looks like they've been backed up 5 yards, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. 5 yard looked like a pre-snap penalty. What are we looking at here? First and goal still?
Yep, looks like first and goal.
First and goal.
A little hot read there.
Yeah. Oh, we're just going quarterback run. Really, it's just a zone scheme. Hey, running back, you go. I'm going to follow you right through the hole. Something they must have seen with the edge, right?
And honestly, if you're Taj Borden and he's a big load for a young fella. Call your own number, not far out. And, lead block there too, just wide open, untouched.
Right.
So I guess the Sun Devils have now returned serve. And it's now, held serve, as Victoria will see if they can stop the extra point here and figure out a way to continue their offensive success of recent.
Absolutely, right. They have momentum, right? They don't want to lose that. We look like we have a heavy
formation.
I would call this is the old pistol bone package, this right?
The rugby scrum.
This is
incoming.
Got Kane Mackin taking a step back and following the big boys through. That's a tough one to defend. I mean, you got how many kilos? How many kilos do you think are in that backfield right there?
Coach, I pass on this one. No thanks. I don't really want to take that in the mouth. Wow. Okay. Well, you don't see that formation every day. Yeah. What would you call that formation, Makana? Is that familiar to you?
So you see that in a lot of gun triple option teams. Like when I was in Hawaii or Nevada, New Mexico ran a bunch of it and ran triple option. That right there is for a different purpose, right? That's more. That's not so much triple. That's more downhill. Let's get the ball.
Yeah. When you put your defensive tackles in it, would be fullback position.
Correct. I would call it pistol bone, or I'm sure people have their own terminology
the old
for
wing
it.
T.
The old wing T, gun wing T.
Gun wing
right?
T.
I don't know. You just make it up yourself. What does it look like?
Well, it looks like a Mack truck coming down.
Call it Mack truck.
Yeah,
there we go.
Call it the Mack truck.
Put it in your offense, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming in to dunk on you. So. Courage might fail on playing defense on that, although it didn't appear to. It was a great.
But it's like, how do you stop that? You know what I mean? Like, you got to match personnel. You know what I mean? Like, if you see that personnel go in, you're like, okay, where's our biggest boys?
And
right?
with a small amount of training, keeping in mind, of course, these guys have a relatively short preseason before this kind of competition. Hard to devise a scheme for that.
Right. So we get a solid return. Not much pusher by Victoria. You'd like to see them be a little bit more urgent with their blocking, right? A little bit passive, I would say.
And again, I think that may just speak to the fact that a lot of these guys, maybe playing special teams that they don't normally, or playing in positions they don't normally play.
Right.
So just a bit of a high kick, and fellas making it up as they go. We are within earshot of an inspiring speech on the sideline on behalf of one of the players here from Victoria.
Yeah, it looks like the captain, number 34. I believe he's a linebacker.
Of course, Ty Henry with the inspiring words there.
Oh, draw here to the running back.
Seems to push the pile, catch the first down there. We would assume it's Rico Tupai, as he has had that success of recent, but it is a little glary here. We can't quite pick up the number. But seems like the running game for both teams has looked outstanding. Like, I understand the game of gridiron. You want to throw the ball, look impressive, but if you're catching 10 yards per carry, then why go away from that game?
Correction on that. We got number 40, Tyrese Colhane at quarterback, or excuse me, at running back. Deep pass. Collect. Wow.
Is that a catch?
Did he come down with
Not
it?
a catch. Wow. It did appear to fumble it, but I couldn't tell if it hit the ground there, McCann. I don't know if you have a better angle than I did.
It was tough. We kind of had his back, right? So it's like, did he have full contact when he hit the ground, right?
And, referee has a tough call there, and perhaps the receiver is a little upset. But really great effort there by number 45, Jackson LaGrange.
Regardless if it's a catch or not, you tell that receiver to sell it as much as possible.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. Believe in yourself.
Absolutely.
And interesting to see probably the right call on 2nd and 1.
Second and short, right? I call it the waist down. Take a shot, right? Knowing that if you do get the incomplete pass, you get a 3rd and short situation here, which should be manageable.
And space out here to the left side, although we have bat snap again.
Drop back. He's got plenty of time. We're going to throw into the perimeter. Caught.
Wow. Massive tackle there by Christian Denton on the receiver.
Completed pass for about 10 yards for the first down.
Yeah.
Another stoppage in play here.
I think it's number 11, Nielsen, on the catch. Christian Denton once again welcoming him to Queensland with that driving tackle. So regardless, they pick up first down here. So we are 60 minutes into the second quarter.
Another drop back pass here. Thrown off the back foot.
Oh!
Dangerous throw. He tried to float it over the backer there on the drag route, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough one with the fadeaway, as you mentioned, right, on his back foot.
And when you see the linebacker get two hands to it and drop it, that's never a defensive coordinator's dream. But he is wearing a
Is that a horse collar?
Horse collar.
Yeah. Kenny Stevens always rocking the horse collar there.
I always think there's an inverse relationship between your ability to catch a pass and the wearing of a horse collar, but that's my judgment.
We get a screen to the boundary here on 2nd down. Some solid blocking, get on the perimeter, steps out of bounds. Looking like another first down here by Victoria.
Yeah, Jackson LaGrange there on the catch. And really interesting to see that, considering the success they've had on the inside handoff, they are going to these short passing game and even some of those long passes. So, I mean, they've had success wherever they go so far.
Right.
So we'll see if the Sun Devils can step up and figure a way to stop this Victorian momentum.
I'd agree. I think it's just really about the execution, right? And it's about, again, they haven't played a game together, right? So as they get in the game, they get in the rhythm, they get in the flow.
Clearly some confidence by the offense coordinator or the play caller in young Marcel, who has been very impressive thus far.
Yeah. I believe he was a U19 Croydon Rangers. I think he was. I was doing some research on him. He was the MVP for the team, so he speaks a lot to what he's doing today on the field.
Short screen to the right side is Marcel again, throwing the sidearm. Loves a sidearm, loves a fadeaway, loves a sidearm, but gets the job done.
He has a couple different angles with his throws, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't know if it was a strictly necessary sidearm, but you won't hear me talking down. So whatever gets it done, McCann.
Right. You've seen Vic here going sideline to sideline, right? So they're really stretching out Queensland's defense here, right? So maybe that might be their plan. They were going through the middle, stretching out with the perimeter throws, right? The nice easy ones, and we may see some runs back up the middle here as they loosen up.
Man, almost 11 defenders at the line of
There it
scrimmage.
is. We get a draw play. Ball's on the ground. Looks like it's recovered by Victoria, though.
Indeed. Although bodies are on the ground, a little worse for wear. As that looks like one of the Victorian players.
Yeah,
that
it looks
might
like
be Rico Tapai, yeah.
Hopefully he's all right.
Would be a major blow to the Victorian offense as he's been outstanding thus far. He's got vision there of young Jack Burrows, one of the wide receivers for Victoria. But Rico seems to be making his way off the field under his own power, and gosh, he's a big lad.
Yeah, he is, isn't
So
he?
hopefully he'll bounce back.
So now we're looking at third down here. Third and long on the fringe. We'd assume pass. Good drop back. He throws it almost like he was running a post there.
There's clearly some confusion in the connection between the receiver and the quarterback on that one. As I don't think Marcel is missing his receiver that badly unless something else has gone awry.
Interesting thought process too, because field position wise, you're on like the 30-yard line, right? And so it's third down, but do we have to treat this as third down, right? Knowing that we're going to go for it on fourth down, right? So it's not, hey, we got to get it all right here. Let's just get some and make it manageable on the fourth down, knowing that we're probably going to go for it, right? Like a two-down territory, essentially. Okay, the little sidearm hits the slant.
Do we have a first down here is the question. Where is the mark for that? We see signals on the sideline from Victoria it's first down, but
I'd be signaling too.
yeah, I would be too. Traditional sidearm there from Marcel.
Okay,
He finds his receiver.
Missed tackle by the safety coming down. He could have had him before the sticks.
Like you want to put a bit of a shot on, but probably not the right technique there. Got to get there a little earlier for that. So we may well have a turnover on the field though, because that looks like the offense for the Stingrays coming out. Although we have another stoppage in play as the referees have a minor discussion and ask.
Yeah, we definitely have the chains moving in Queensland's favor here with the offense, Queensland offense on the field.
Well, if it is a first down, I mean the chain crew appears to indicate that it's first down Queensland, but
it's interesting. We have both offenses on the field at the moment, so this should be it.
That's a very political move. It is our ball though. Says Victoria. Now, Kana, once again, your best lip reading job. But no, sir, it is our ball.
No. But the ball, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I was going to give it a go.
Stay behind the line, good sir.
That is
keep
my
pointing the line.
that line. Yeah, he really likes that line.
Let's say
He must be losing the argument.
maybe, yeah.
It's okay.
Anyhow, it is Sun Devils ball.
Yeah, we got turnover on downs. First and 10 going the other way for Queensland. Good, going back to the inside zone with the zone read, right? So Taj running hard, man. He hit that perimeter. You know, you see some quarterbacks would use that sideline, you know what I mean, and step out of bounds. You see him stick his foot in the ground and turn it up to fight for some extra yards.
No lack of courage
of
young Taj Borden. I saw him take a hit, I believe in the semi-final of Gridiron Queensland versus the Ravens by number 92, Adniel Thompson. A grown man, blindside hit. The biggest hits I've ever seen in person on a gridiron pitch, and Taj Borden returned to play at an elite level after that. So toughness is not going to be in question from young Taj.
Absolutely not.
As he made an amazing play, made 2 or 3 players miss after major duress in the backfield there.
And you see him go back to the 2x2 formation, the inside zone, back to the pole, which they ran down in the red zone going in. So now we get 3x1, tight end attached, a little split zone action, potentially counter. Oh, we got a ball on the ground. Victoria's thinks they have it.
Offense on is the call from the sideline. So, yeah, turnover. Rough there for Queensland as the running back loses the ball.
In a game like this, man, ball security, turnovers, right, all those things come into play, right? Special teams, all those incidents where you can, where you really got to protect the ball.
Got to protect the ball, yeah. And I don't hate the play call at all. Obviously, the inside handoff has worked very well for Queensland, and
absolutely,
you've got to trust your running backs to hold on to the ball. So yeah, he just got stood up there, and the ball got stripped, and sometimes that's football. But looking to keep a hold of this 6-point leads with presumably quite a bit of time left in the second quarter. Do not look at.
We'll assume. What's your guess? Put in the comments at this moment how much time is left.
At least 45 minutes left.
45 minutes left. Yeah.
Hopefully those poles are going strong.
They're back to the perimeter play. It looks like Queensland had it stuffed out. What could have been a tackle for loss. Running back made it back to the line of scrimmage.
They've definitely seen that swing pass before, so we'll see if they go back to that again after the lack of success on that play. So Queensland have clearly made an adjustment to understand. Maybe they've just gone to a straight-up cover 2. That outside cornerback is waiting there in the flat, trying to make a play.
That would be a good adjustment, right? Put a corner in the flat, have the safeties play over the top. There's the swing again, drop-back pass. Jai Camilleri with the tackle. We have a flag on the play.
It was an early flag throw, and can we just give credit to Marcel on that throw? That you may not be able to tell the angle from the field. That was a long throw. That was a 10 and out to the left sideline. That is a massive throw.
But the angle, the way the ball that came out, right?
It was outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen at home, that's not an easy throw. And the young quarterback from Victoria is able to put that exactly where he needs to. Well, we will find out whether or not it made any difference at all if the penalty is on the offense.
Right. Have you been? Is it going good? It's good, man. Be the best in Australia.
Getting some good feedback on the commentary, so like and or subscribe to the streaming service here if you're enjoying the commentary in the booth from Bart McCanna. Ooh.
Oh, we got a encroachment here. So we see the defense jump offsides. There was no contact. We get a flag, right, for offsides. Allow the play to go. Take a shot.
And somewhere Aaron Rodgers is crying a single tear in pride with that hard count. Really good job there. Isn't able to capitalise on the what looked to be a bit of a seam route up the centre there from Victoria, but they will march the. Looks like I'm assuming it's a first down now, based on where the chain crew is.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and move the chains here. 1st and 10, and we're back in that fringe area. Hey, why not do it again?
Why not do it again?
Another drop back pass. Underthrown, it's intercepted.
And great job there holding on to the ball through the contact.
Right.
The defender for Queensland.
Yeah, you saw the intended receiver, number 11, Josh Nielsen. Not only making a tackle, but trying to strip at this ball and get it out, right? And try to essentially get the ball back for their
trying
team.
To bail his team out.
Yeah, trying to bail him out.
Unfortunately, unable to remove the ball from the defender in that case.
And we've seen, the thing is, we've seen Pasquale throw some very good throws throughout the game, right? He's seen different arm angles, right? Getting the ball on the perimeter. But what happens when you get in that habit of throwing off the back foot on throws like that where it's a really tight window, right? Those are tough because they hang.
Certainly
right?
can loft.
Right.
Exactly right. And a bit of lack of experience perhaps on that one. But we'll see if Victoria can capitalise or Queensland can capitalise.
I like to see Queensland keep the running back in. He fumbled the ball, give him another chance. That's really trusting your players, right? Nice little catch and run. Some yards out to contact by Corey Jeeves here. That's a big man. Hard to tackle.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really rather impressed, I suppose I should say, by the size of players on both teams. These fellas have clearly not only spent some time, perhaps at End Zone Academy, or insert your favourite workout location.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they are looking in outstanding shape and built well for football at the under-20s level, no doubt. A lot of passes to the flats here from both teams, which is interesting. I don't know if they've seen that on the scouting report. Going after the corners, perhaps. Back
to the inside run. Gain of about 2 on the play. It's going to make it a 3rd and manageable. We're about a 3rd and medium situation, 3rd and 4.
You have to wonder if the running back just decided to get to ground there as quickly as possible after suffering a fumble on the previous play.
You know what I'd be interested to know? How much time there is left in this.
The age-old question. The age-old question.
Because this could really determine, what we're trying to do here offensively, right?
Well, I don't know if you're aware, they're actually trialing a new 4-hour format for the under-20s. So this is quarter 2. I don't know if you knew quarters are actually one of 8.
Right.
So this is the second of 8 quarters, or 8 eighths if you're a mathematics fan at home. This is the Iron Man format for Gridiron Queensland. No, we're all joking here in the booth. Sorry, folks. We are unsure of exactly how much time is left in the second quarter, but I dare say we're not at minute 73. Perhaps I think we will probably just assume that that's just a running clock of how long the actual game has literally gone for, as we are sitting now at 20 past 3 in the afternoon here. Sunny Saturday afternoon here in Browns Plains. Grosvenor Park. I came prepared for a autumn afternoon with long pants and long sleeves, and sweat patches are now appearing under my armpits. McCanna is dressed much more appropriately for the weather, so good choice there.
Back to the read zone, right? They run it to the strength. It looks like Taj Borden has just enough to pick up the first down.
He does indeed, yeah. Now, again, I really like that play call. Keeping it on the ground, but also putting in the hands of your best player, Taj Borden, with the zone reads, is able to push through the contact, push through 2 men, it looks like, and just lean over that first down line. That's a great play call. And you do have to wonder, Taj is a young fella. He plays quarterback, and he plays it as a real roughneck, really, really intense. But you do have to wonder how much punishment he can take running the ball whilst still being able to throw under without feeling the pressure.
Right. Game planning against Taj, I was kind of thinking that throughout the season, like how much can this kid handle? And then just to see him, put his body on the line and continue. Wow, what a great ball! And he stays on his feet. Nice catch and run. Good timing on the play to the sideline. It almost looked like it was like a hole shot between that corner and that safety there.
Yeah.
Right?
Finding that gap in the zone. Very nice connection. And Taj on those deep throws just seems to be throwing them on a string. Again, ladies and gents, these are not easy throws, and they're certainly not easy to find the location right in the chest of the receiver as consistently as both these young quarterbacks have.
Absolutely.
But we do have, unfortunately, what looks like to be a penalty on Queensland, so I'm not sure if that's after the play or because the ball placement would suggest it is maybe some
extracurricular,
some chat. He stood on my toe saw kind of thing may have been said, but again, a bit of ill discipline from the younger folks here. Will play a factor as game goes on.
Still looking at 1st and 10 here on about the 23-yard line going in. Talking about the red zone here. Another drop back pass. Doesn't like it. Escapes the pocket after missing a tackle. Pushes it down the sideline, and he's going to scramble in and score. Wow.
We have out of bounds called from the referee on the right side.
And not only that, we have another flag on the field as well. So
unsurprisingly, at this point, another flag on the field. You do have to wonder if the coach for Queensland does need to have a chat with some of his players, because these penalties can really start costing the team. But hard to tell on that angle exactly. Bit difficult. Right down the sideline, but great camera work there. I'd have to assume he did step out of bounds if that was the call.
Really good camera work there.
Really good fighting through the players and coaches on the sideline.
Right, that's a tough job.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to get all elbows in there. So great camera work there, but we'll find out exactly where the ball is being placed, whether it is 2 yards out or...
Again, put it in the poll in the comments.
Where's the ball going to be?
Where's the ball going to be placed?
Or should we do an over-under?
Yeah, over-under, yep. Switch it up.
So the referee seems to be pointing to a particular spot, which is at about the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10, not 1st and goal, which is interesting. 1st and 10, 12 yards out. Taj, hands on hips, going, boys, what more can I do?
Looks like we're getting man-to-man by Vic there. Yeah, they were getting ready to play some man-to-man.
Yeah, great decision on the inside handoff there too.
Absolutely.
Presumably one of the zone read formations, although Taj didn't quite sell the read on that one. Perhaps looking to catch a breather after.
I'd agree.
After some great runs. But really nice.
That's where the quarterback gives and takes the 2 steps and say, I followed out the read, right?
Yeah. When you don't see too much sink in the hips, you know he's probably not really thinking about holding the ball. But great decision there in the inside handoff. So they pick up some good yardage, about 7 yards.
We have another stoppage in time.
Conversation on the sideline, a little bit of whisper, but maybe perhaps a play call came in. Hard to say exactly what the stoppage was.
It's usually with the substitution, you know what I mean, is why the referee would stand over the football. Not sure what that was there. I didn't see anything. Oh, wow, that gap was wide open on the inside zone.
Oh, my goodness, yep.
You'd like to say, whose job is that, right? Is that the defensive lineman, right? Is that the backer supposed to be filling?
I think it may also just be being conditioned to try and stop the quarterback run when you think that's the major threat,
right?
And then just opening that gap up the center.
Right.
So really good gamesmanship, I suppose, from the play callers on behalf of the Queensland Sun Devils. But we do have a touchdown to number 28 from Queensland.
And I didn't see quite formationally, but like I was saying, in the 2x2 formations, like those backers are light in the box, I guess you could say. So the inside run is there. We're back to our wishbone, gun, pistol, Mack truck formation
Scrum
here.
Formation, yeah.
I love this, right?
Yeah. And we'll see if we get. You'd have to assume it's a run-only formation, but knowing the trickery of 2023 and beyond,
absolutely.
You never know if you're going to get a defensive tackle catching a pass in the back of the end zone.
As the coach's mind, I'm already thinking, okay, what run plays, and then hey, let's have a little tight end pop pass out of this. You know what I mean? Especially we saw Kane Magin actually play quarterback in the matchup against New South Wales, right? So I mean, the kid's an athlete.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, look, it doesn't. Clearly, minds go wide, but it turns out just running the power offense is pretty successful in this.
Hey, everybody pinch down, wedge.
Yep.
Let's go get.
We're bigger than you. We're going to move you. Success there. Perhaps not trusting the leg of the kicker anymore. Taking a 14-point lead here are the Sun Devils. Perhaps just returning serve on the extra point to make it a 2 converted score game.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Would love to see Victoria with a little bit of response here. Again, I'd love to know how much time is left in the half here. Just in terms of situational football, right?
You want to say 5 minutes or less.
You want to say 5 minutes or less?
Yeah.
I was going to say, are we getting into the 2 minutes yet? Because I want to. Yeah, I want to see some ball. I want to see the ball move. I want to see some situational football. Some passes being complete, getting out of bounds. You know what I mean? Seeing these coaches use timeouts right to their advantage. So, if someone knows the time, please we could accept a text. Nice return here. Wow, he's got the open field. He has one man to beat. Right, wow. Jai Camilleri, the kicker, with the tackle, but not after a long return.
Yeah, really great way to spark your team there with just taking it up the left sideline. And Jai Camilleri, who I came into camera, I thought that he was gone down the sideline, but Jai making an outstanding tackle and showing him that, by throwing him to the ground, saying, well, you've had a great return, but this is my house, sir.
Yeah,
that's past me.
That's Josh Nelson with the return there. Starting receiver. You see him show up in the slot a few times. And then a captain as well, right? So sparking it up for his team right before halftime. Hopefully they can make something out of this.
And now we have an empty backfield with the backup quarterback in once again.
There's the perimeter play. Nice block right there by the left tackle. Do you see him out in space? Number 63. Wow, there he is, Mills Asiato with a beautiful block on the corner.
And Jackson Australia.
Gosh, there it is, right in front of the screen.
Carry there with the screen catch. When I say carried the defenders as he pushed forward to
I guess why those guys are the captains too. Let's think about it. Number 11 right there, making a big play, sparking the team. You see the big left tackle, again, another captain out there sparking big plays in the time when Vic really needs that momentum.
Well, clearly some maturity being shown by players on the Victorian side despite their age, showing that they can put the team on their back. And again, with the quarterback, Aston Hewitt, who is listed at 6'3" and 209 pounds, so quite a large lad, I must say, but also I would assume is the backup quarterback. So trying to change things up here, perhaps trying to play more of a Taj Borden style, zone read style offense, but not obvious from starting out 5 wide on the first play. But yeah, really interesting play calling here from both teams.
Back's wide here. I'm assuming we're going to get pass, drop back. You're going to throw the fade to the boundary. He goes up with the back shoulder. Wow, he came down with that, didn't he?
That's an incredible catch, yeah.
Good ball as well, right? Guys, you understand that ball is placed on that back shoulder for where only the receiver could actually get to that. So. And
far be it for me to doubt putting the backup quarterback in, as Hewitt just throws a perfect back shoulder fade to his man in the right corner of the right run end zone. So, yeah, I mean, look, offense from both teams has just been outstanding today, as we have put some points up. So the score should now be 29-21 in favour of Queensland. But, yeah, see if defence can turn around on both teams in the second half. Extra point appears to be good.
Protection was good. Not much push, right? Nice kick. Fall through.
Praying to the ball gods. Hey, success. Tom Hodgkinson catching the ball with his lovely blonde mullet. Hopefully he'll return that ball unharmed to its rightful owner. Alrighty, so Victoria with ball in hand have been able to return serve and put up a extremely healthy first half score, as I believe we are still in the first half, although your guess is as good as mine. 84 minutes into this game thus far, we have a extremely high scoring first half.
Yeah. It's great to see the big return and then seeing them do something with it, right? They had a nice little screen play. They had the substitution with the quarterback. They go with the fade ball to the back shoulder, which was nicely placed ball. All the receiver had to do was go up and make the play.
And an absolute embarrassment of riches at the quarterback position for Victoria, with 2 clearly outstanding options throwing the ball. So we'll see who they go to. Is this another onside kick? That kicking formation, and that it is. This looks like he's going to be kicking it onside again. Interesting.
Fielded, and not only fielded, but returned by Jai Camilleri. Wow.
Horse collar tackle through there too.
And we get a flag on the horse collar as well. So
could be a horse collar, you'd assume.
So we see Victoria try to attempt the onside kick. It's picked up, and not only picked up and recovered by Queensland, but returned all the way. Yeah.
Could not have gone much worse.
Probably not the right guy to kick it to.
No, and you do have to wonder, after failures on the previous 2 onside kicks, why they keep going to it. And I would suggest that we do not see it again this game, and if they do, I would be the wrong decision, I would say.
Unless it was absolutely dire need, right? Like
well,
at the end
of course,
of the, you know. But if it's any type of trickery, I'd stay away from the onside kicks.
Strategically, that one has not played out
the
way you'd hope. As Matthew Ole attempts to kiss his former roommate, Jared Stegman, on the sideline. So glad we caught that one on camera. And yes, throwing up the traditional gang signs is always well thought of. No doubt, all very sober at this point in the day after having watched the women's Queensland versus New South Wales game earlier today. But after a bit of stoppage on the field, we do now eventually have, I assume, this power offense back on to try the 2-point extra point.
You think we can expect anything different?
I wouldn't call a different play.
I don't think he's been touched until he's got passed by his own teammates, maybe past the goal line here.
Yep, and I don't hate it.
No.
I don't hate it.
I mean, should we see it in the open field?
I wouldn't hate that either. Granted, you want to put the ball in your player's hands. That might be Taj Borden. But if you can't stop that play...
It's a great short yardage, goal line situation.
It's a great football play,
yeah,
frankly.
Absolutely.
If you can put your ball carrier untouched, take him 2 yards, what more can you do? Anyhow, this has been one of the more diverse games of football I've ever seen, with 3 onside kicks and formations we don't even have names for, and backup quarterbacks throwing dimes. This is an eclectic mix of awesome football, ladies and gents. So, congratulations to you folks at home who tuned in the 88th minute of the second quarter here in Grosvenor Park. Once again, it is all happening.
Right, looks like we had another penalty, right? So Queensland's actually going to kick off from what looks like the 40-yard line. The 45, right, midfield.
Exactly right, and I would expect young Jai to pump this out the back of the end zone and try and hold the Victorian offense out going into halftime, as I'm assuming we're nearing the 2-minute warning here.
And that will go through the goalposts.
No extra points for any rugby fans at home. That is simply the ball will return to Victoria at, I believe, their own 20-yard line. Well, no doubt some words will be said on the Victorian sideline at half-time. And let's see if the run of strong offense will continue.
Yeah, interested to see what they do here. They've come out with the perimeter game. They've stretched it out. They've run up the middle. They've taken some shots. It's, again, just about executing on some points. What
I don't want to see is 4 Hail Marys. That I would not be a fan of, which is, I think, a temptation which should be avoided. So I'd like to see, some short yardage gained.
Right.
To set up maybe a second and short, maybe go for something deep, but we'll see what the play call is here.
So we got the backup quarterback in here. We got Aston Hewitt, again, who recently threw the touchdown pass. He was looking deep, right, and ends up going to his check down. It's incomplete. So we're looking
just missed his receiver there, the running back, unfortunately. But probably a good choice. He had plenty of time in the pocket there. Decided instead of going to his man downfield, who may have been covered, to just go the short option wing. And you also see the third backup quarterback, Jai Dodd, warming up on the sideline. So perhaps just going the triple option quarterback offense at some point this game. You do have to wonder. Or perhaps just trying to encourage all players to, we actually have Jai being called in. Perhaps this play, perhaps next play. We can hear it on the sideline. So, maybe he's got the deep arm to throw it to the back corner of the end zone. Some close up there on Cam Gardner.
So we have the third string in the game here.
Yeah, so young Jai Dodd, what's he going to do?
Looks to scramble. Well, making a play with his feet, he avoids a tackle. Wow, that safety was headhunting.
Well, yeah.
Right, he was coming downhill.
And perhaps a little immaturity there from the safety, trying to put on a hit. If you miss it and the fella bounces off of you and you've got 30 pounds in him, I mean, you've probably not made the right decision there. But, Jai Dodd, just an absolute bowling ball bouncing off, fellas.
Coming in first play of the game, a little scramble. Stayed on his feet.
4 throws to warm up on the sideline. Get in there, Jai. And, that's making football plays.
Yeah, definitely what I would call a gamer, as you say.
Absolutely, yeah. And talk about 3 top-quality quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We've got Brock Purdy in here, number 3 coming in.
And we get a rollout. Wow, nice job. Has the rollout, is contained, sets his feet, right?
I've officially seen it all.
The depth at this quarterback position for Vic is
unusual.
It's impressive.
Very impressive. Impressive is probably the right word. Unusual also comes to mind.
Unusual is also.
You do not often find a team that has 3 quality options at quarterback, but evidently Victoria has got a very deep talent pool south of the border. We'll see if Jai is the man to steady the ship here in the second quarter for Victoria. Although we do seem to have... do appear to be being backed up.
Yeah.
That may have been a holding penalty, considering that, well, hard to say exactly. We haven't got great vision on the call there from the referee. Sorry, folks.
So unfortunately, the play by Jai Dodd there ends up coming back. So we end up with a 3rd and about 11 here. Another rollout. Oh, he has the man open to the flat. Again, another penalty on the field.
And at this point, it's getting a bit comical.
Oh, you know what it is? We're going to get an offensive lineman down the field. I see him pointing at number 63 there. Yeah, Mills Asiata. So.
And you have to wonder if that was part of the design rollout, if it's supposed to be a quicker pass or, just that is a harder play to execute in terms of the timing between the connection of the quarterback and his receiver if you are expecting that lineman to get downfield. So,
right. And usually you see that happen with like the RPOs or the run pass options, right, where the quarterback may hold on to it a little bit longer and the offensive line doesn't know, right? They just think it's run. But in this situation, it was obvious that it was some type of rollout, and Mills was obviously, 5 or 6 yards down the field, so that will be called. That will be called every time.
And a bit of lip reading job here once again. We're assuming they're explaining some sort of rules.
Well, that man was.
Yeah, if you're offside, you have to stand 5. You have to march 5 yards back. Who's to say? We have some good pictures of the hair, the fashionable hair look in Victoria, as young Josefides there with the, I believe that's called a mullet. Sporting.
He had a nice one. It was like straight at the front, and then it had like
arguably
the fade
luscious.
and luscious, and they had the curls in the back. Yeah, that was one of the better ones I've seen. Tasteful.
Yeah. No, shout out to young Josefides. That's an impressive amount of hair, and some men would be extremely jealous of that. There is no doubt.
So we're back on a 4th down situation, and they're electing to go for it here, right? So we got 4th and 4.
Right. I assume that maybe it is under. Well, how much time is left on the clock? Is truly the question here. Is this the last play of the half? It could be.
It could very well be, right? Oh, we have a false start, free play. It's chaos.
Everyone but the center.
Right.
Yeah, that's the center not being on the same page with the snap count, or perhaps everyone else not being on the same page with the snap count there. But sometimes this can happen with time running down.
Oh, so we're going to get actually offsides on the offense.
On
on the defense here.
Wow. Okay. Great play call there from Victoria, no doubt. Success on that front.
So
we have various whistles being blown here. So.
I'm trying to look at that because usually if everyone moves but the center, right, that would be technically a false start on the center.
You would assume so.
But if the defense jumped right before the offense moves, right, then you have the offsides on the defense.
I'm just glad I don't need to make that call.
Yeah, right. Here we go. First down. Deep. 1st and 10.
In the shotgun there.
And we get another sprint out here. I'm assuming that we're looking at a flood concept, right? That's similar. That's a very common concept that we get with the sprint out. So as he moves outside the pocket, we have a vertical route by 1, and then we get the deep outs by 2 and 3.
Interesting call on 4th and 10, though.
Yeah.
You do have to wonder with a flood concept or a levels going out to the right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it wasn't 4th down. We are.
It was 1st down, right? It was 1st down after the penalty.
Yes, it must be. You're absolutely right. So it is now presumably 2nd down. As we can see on the down marker on the far side of the field. So our returning to number 3, Aston Hewitt, the supposed backup quarterback, but now maybe perhaps the main man.
Interesting with the quarterback rotations, especially at this time in the game. So Hewitt steps back, he throws, tries to go over the middle. Pretty good coverage there by Johnny Heighton, number 10, underneath at the linebacker.
Just through the hands there of the receiver. We hear with the whistle. It's half time, of course. Half time here at Grosvenor Park, ladies and gents. So we'll shut up shop here for 5 minutes or so, Makana, perhaps, and we'll get back to you, perhaps in the 97th minute or sometime a little later down the line, and keep covering you for Gridiron Queensland versus Victoria.
Right on.
right, ladies and gents, welcome back to the second half here. Queensland versus Victoria. My good colleague Nakana is just grabbing a drink of water, so we will have the kickoff here. Queensland returning the ball. Deep kick on a sunny Saturday afternoon, being returned right up the centre, but not far on the return there. So, action returns here after what I believe was perhaps the longest first quarter in the history, and the clock dilemma continues here. 2 hours in the first half. We are looking at near on 4 o'clock here, local time, after kicking off around 2:05, if not 2 o'clock. So 2 hours in the first half, which is Iron Man-like stuff for under 20s, Makana.
We're just hoping that a little bit less clock stoppage in the second half here, a little bit smoother of a game. Hopefully they clean up the penalties.
And for you folks sitting at home, I have learnt at halftime that Victorian team has a flight at 5:45. LOL, not possible. Best of luck getting there, folks. That's an hour and 45 minutes from now with what was a 2 hour first half. So first down here for Taj Borden, fakes the inside, nope. Throws deep left side, and with a catch up the left sideline. First play of the second half is a touchdown.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
What we see there is a little play action pass, right? They've been selling the zone quite a bit, right, throughout the game. Zone, 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 little play action. The ball was actually late and underthrown. The DB had a shot at it, right?
Absolutely.
Right, a little bit of misjudgment, and nice job by... Who is this? I caught the ball there.
This is Kai, number 11 Kai from Queensland, who didn't lose focus as the ball was in the air despite the underthrown ball, and the defender just failed to track it down. And there you go, easy as that.
Way to start off the second half there.
Yeah, Queensland extended the leads out now to 43-23. So out of nowhere.
There's no quitting in Victoria though, man. You know that they're going to respond somehow, right?
Well, I do wonder what part does, as we see, by the way, once again, returning to the power formation here once again. 3 heavies in the backfield as we see, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Run it up the middle again. As
looks like we got to stop.
He is stopped, so maybe it is broke. So yeah, unsuccessful there on the 2-point conversion attempts. But I do wonder if conversations are being had between players of, are we going to get our flight? Because 5:45 is not long from now, so you do wonder what part that plays in the mind of a 18-year-old player. But hopefully they can stay focused on the game.
Right. Hopefully they're not worried about it. Focus on the game. But you do have to worry about that a bit, right? How we're getting home.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what happens if we miss our flight?
Maybe we'll just play another game.
Yeah, exactly. Do a little grudge match.
Yeah.
Perhaps tomorrow, or the next week.
Join in.
Yeah. Maybe we can join the Ghosts game and look quite impressive. The Ghost game following directly after this match here in Grosvenor Park. So yeah, really cool wide angle there, as you can see on screen. Gives you an idea of what players might be seeing when they're lined up. Seems a lot more spacious than when you see the sideline angle there.
Yeah, you see them lining up here. There's a huge gap on that front line. Obviously, Vic getting adjusted here and putting a man in that space.
So we wait the kickoff here from Queensland, taking a 20-point lead as kick is deep to the left side and left alone by the return man. So we'll see a touchback. Victoria will take the ball out from their 20-yard line.
Another solid kickoff by Jack Camilleri there, putting it in the back of the end zone.
Jai showing he can tackle, he can run, he can return.
And
he certainly can kick. So what are we looking for from Victoria down 20 points in the second half?
I'm interested to see the quarterback, right, what they go with, right? They've shown 3 quarterbacks at this point, right? Their first string with Marcel Pasquale. They've shown Austin Hewitt, and they've also shown Jai Dodd.
QB formation. So we'll see if that is a true 2 quarterback formation or if he is in as a running back. And we do see, oh no, that looked like could have been a backwards pass, but called on the field as a forwards pass, therefore incomplete.
Yeah. Interesting they had number 3, right, Austin Hewitt at running back there with the little swing screen. Again, pushing the perimeter of the field. Interesting to see what they do here, right? You put a quarterback there, you get about, I'd like to see a double pass off of that or something, right?
Well,
Setting something up, right?
Yeah,
something
you throw that backwards swing pass, give the option at least of the pass, but keeping in mind that Hewitt, listed at 209 pounds, is a load, as we have Pascal getting the low snap, rolling out to his left this time. Will he use his legs? Great block there. Oh, a bit of a hold, it looks like. We'll see if that's called, but Pascal finds his way down the centre of the field. Plenty of time, plenty of space, blocking setup. Does he have the gas to reach the end zone? And it looks like he will go all the way for the touchdown. Outstanding, but we do have various flags on the field, including a hat from the head umpire who is seeing some considerable dirty play. And we did see, in fact, a hold on screen, as you can see right in front of you there on screen to the right-hand side. So despite the incredible effort from Marcel Pascal, we're looking probably at a holding penalty, or actually considering the cheering from the sideline, I do wonder what the call is.
Looks like they got away with the hold, yeah.
I mean, interesting. We do have the benefit of the cameraman looking directly at that hold, but yeah.
So it looks like they're rewarded with the big gain.
No, it's offsetting penalties, which
right.
Surely that's not a re-kick, is it not?
Yeah, we should get a replay of downs here, so it'll be it'll be 2nd and 10, right from where the ball began. So
so the players are confused, the referees are not. So calling the players back. With offsetting penalties, you see a replay of down. So despite their intricate knowledge of fielding punts from behind the line of scrimmage and their clear knowledge on that, they may not well know that offsetting penalties does in fact require a reset of downs.
Right.
As the sun starts to descend here in Grosvenor Park, and it will shortly be in our eyes, so we may need to readjust our
position in here.
something. But we'll stay tuned, folks. We still bring you live action from Grosvenor Park here in Browns Plains.
Cool. So reset of downs here, right? 2nd and 10.
2nd 10. Interesting formation there on defense. Great angle there as Pascal has the ball. Really nice block setup. Throws a deep left side. Ball is hanging up in the air. Makes a great adjustment on the catch there near side of the field. And that is nice tackle there by Christian Denton. Unfortunately, we do not have the player from Victoria, but nice catch there by number 88.
Okay, Pascal really putting his whole arm into that thing. Underplayed there by the safety, Christian Denton, right? He should have had a chance to make a play on that ball. But nice catch and throw.
Yeah,
right.
Perhaps couldn't quite locate it in the air.
Right.
Did finalise the tackle, but yeah, great adjustment there from receivers, and really impressive to see the concentration from young receivers coming to these underthrown balls and really having a very high catch rate. Offense has been very impressive from both sides today.
Absolutely. Another stoppage in play here. Looks like we have an officials timeout.
Yeah, perhaps a drinks break. Who's to say? As we approach the, I do love the game clock.
I can't get over it.
Game clock. Consider this more a game time elapsed clock since the commencement of the game. 118 minutes, which for any maths fans at home is almost 2 hours. Almost 120 minutes. So, yeah, not getting any cooler here in Browns Plains, although players don't seem to be overly fatigued. At least from the Victorian sideline. And spirits are still positive. I mean, at the end of the day, they have travelled north of the border, and perhaps for some of these kids it's their first time in Queensland, so a great opportunity to come out and represent your state and see the highlights of Browns Plains.
Absolutely. It's just cool seeing the competition, man. Like seeing these guys come out the best of each state, going at it, having this experience, having the opportunity to do that, you know.
Once again, we have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield.
Yeah, they really like this split back set right now, right, with an open set to the field.
As Pascal takes the ball and fires it left side to his backup quarterback, Hewitt, who has the ball and is unable to get past the defender. Very nice tackle there by Jai Camilleri. So the swing routes have been a real feature of the Victorian offense.
Absolutely.
As Hewitt is found there on that route.
Yeah, they've run this pretty much this whole drive, right, with this 2-back set with Hewitt in the backfield as well, and their drop-back passes, whether they're pushing the ball deep or putting it on the perimeter, right, it really puts, again, those linebackers in stress, right? So as those backs swing out, someone's got to relate to them, right? And so the backers have to, and he's seeing the opening, and it's a quick, easy throw.
And imagine 6'3", 209-pound Austin Hewitt running at you No, thank you. Anyway, inside handoff once again to the running back, picking up some very nice yardage. And we have once again a flag on the field, and that may well be a hold on the offense as the defender seems to celebrate there.
Yeah, so we've seen here's that two-back set. We've seen the swing. We've seen the motion by number 3, Hewitt, right behind. And they've run this multiple times right now, right? Giving it to him right now in the flat, or they're handing it off inside on the inside zone. You see a nice jump cut by the back. Boom, hit it on the backside. What I really like seeing was him getting vertical, right? Not trying to run to the sideline. Hey, he has the grass, hit it up inside. Nice, solid run.
And we do await the penalty call here, but you're absolutely right. I think they've had some incredible success on just simply inside handoffs from the shotgun, or at least the two-back formation. And I do wonder why they are forcing the pass as much as they are, considering the risk involved. Why not, if you are picking up 10 yards per carry, do you not run it off inside? And despite what looked to be clearly a holding penalty on the offense, it seems to be a defensive penalty, so we're looking at 4 yards out, 4.5-yard line. Goal to go for the Victorian team as the running back goes in motion. Marcel has to roll right and fires on the fade route to the backup quarterback, Austin Hewitt, who quarterback, running back, receiver.
Wow.
What more can he do?
Right, you see him go in motion, and then it was kind of a bit of a broken play there, right? And then he kind of continues up the sideline, right? And then quarterback Marcel Pasquale finds him on the broken play on the scramble.
And just a lovely body control there, showing talent beyond his years, is young Aston Hewitt, as he makes the great back shoulder catch. And poetry in motion on that one. So they bring the score to a 14-point difference, looking to add the extra point here.
Vic responding once again, They just got to get a couple stops on defense. Stop that high-powered offense of Queensland. Got to stop the quarterback, right? Taj doing some really good things, right? How can we get him off? How can Vic get him off pace?
Yeah, absolutely right. Extra point is good. And you're right, defense is going to be the real tale the rest of the game. Can they make a stop of the Queensland offense? They have, I believe, had an interception thus far in this game. But can they truly capitalize and just hold them out? Make them pump the ball. And if they can avoid any penalties too, that would be part of the plan.
Absolutely, and really just make them work for it. You know what I mean? Like, you see Queensland scores in one play, 2 plays, 3 plays. It's like the drives where they actually made them work for it. They make mistakes, right? You see the fumbles and stuff like that, which we saw early in the game, right? So make them work for it, right? And make them make the mistakes, right?
And you don't often expect a deep pass to the left side of the field to go for the one-play score. Like, that is a hard play to execute, and yet it has just the real talent has been on the offensive side of the ball for both teams. So, yeah, look, if sometimes you do just give those up and it's a one-play score, but at least they aren't giving up the inside handoff for an 80-yard run. So, you know, some positive signs to take. But will we see the onside kick? Again, we do not. Deep this time. Once again to the Queensland returner, who picking up some pace before being met by a sea of players.
Yeah, we see Corey Jeeves on the return there. I mean, big man. That's a big returner. You know what I mean? It's unlike usually get running backs back there. You get, maybe safeties or DBs, some of the quicker guys. But that's a big guy who can run hard, man.
Yeah, if I had Calvin Johnson returning, if I was a coach, I'd have Calvin Johnson returning punts too.
Right.
Yeah, not that I'm comparing young fella there to Calvin Johnson, although I did. But yeah, sometimes size matters, but not your typical returner who is typically your sort of 5'8" and under shifty fella.
Right. Some of the boys smiling for the camera.
Yep.
Having some fun. That's
Mills Asiata showing love to you folks at home. Say hello to Mills if you would like in the chat. Wide angle there, as you can see, with Taj, the shotgun formation. Zone read gives the handoff as the running back is met after what looks to be hard to tell in the angle. It doesn't look like much of a gain there, though.
See them going back to the ground and pound, handing the ball off on the inside zone. Again, going back, it's good to see them doing some things, taking the shots, but then going back to what's working, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I'd be sticking to the zone read offense, I think, for 85% of the offense.
Right.
And, well, that may change if they get to a 3rd and long situation, but for now it's proved quite successful. So looks like that may be the play call here again on 2nd down. But Taj now takes the ball, looks deep, fires deep, and the defender has great position, and the offensive player actually makes a great play to knock the ball away there.
Right. Yeah, in that situation right there, you see Mason Fields ends up becoming the DB, right? An underthrown ball where the DB has the ability to make a play on it, right? You see the offensive player adjust. He's now, I'm the DB. I can't allow him to catch the ball.
And honestly, as far as DB technique goes from a wide receiver, that's about as good as you'll see. He actually knocked that right out of the hands of the would-be DB on that play. Yeah, very good awareness there by the receiver. And Tars just, I think, a bit of a pre-planned play. Didn't really see an open receiver, just decided we're going to throw a fade route. But I don't really like that matchup. That receiver had great position, and he also is much taller than the receiver on that one.
I'd agree.
The DB is much taller.
Yeah, I agree. I think he got a bit greedy. If you saw right there, number 1 went vertical, and he actually cleared it out. And you saw the out route by number 2. Both the linebacker and safety had inside leverage, so that out route is great against that defensive coverage, right? And he actually had that wide open. He got a bit greedy and tried to force the deep ball.
You'd have to assume that's a pre-thought-out play. Perhaps he hasn't. I haven't found my receiver enough of the ball. I'm just going to throw it deep to him. And that's part of being quarterback. You want to make sure all your receivers get the ball, but sometimes that doesn't work in your favor. And they've made a stop there, and looks like we're at second down with another stoppage here.
Right.
Bit of conversation, great view of the coach there, sharing thoughts with his defense. And
shout out to our referees.
Yeah, shout out to the referees, and shout out to the Logan City Bears, as you can see on the our hosts here today at Grosvenor Park, with the marquee in the background there. So yeah, Sun is now. See, McCanna is a smart young fellow. He's got a hat. If only I had a hat, ladies and gents, the sun wouldn't be so quiet in my eyes. But we fight the good fight and try to bring you the best coverage we can here. Sitting in the booth here. That was a very brief quarter. That was, I think, 16 minutes of real game time.
Are we catching up in time here? Or
absolutely, yeah. I think this is a 5:45 flight time effect. As Clive Borden makes defenders miss. And the ball is loose, and they have given them a sniff as Victoria appear to have recovered the fumble, at least according to the sideline. And we'll get a closer view on the replay here, hopefully. McCanna, what are we seeing? Yeah,
you see Taj. So this is a sprint out play, right, designed to get it on the perimeter, right? There's concepts that relate. You see Taj escape the pocket, decide to run. Again, he loves to use his feet, right? And he's aggressive, he's physical, but sometimes when we fight for that extra yardage, right, our ball security, right, gets our ball security. We lose our ball security. We lose the thought of that, right? So when we get guys jumping on the pile, and unfortunately he wasn't able to hold on the ball there, we get a turnover. Victoria going the other way, keeping that momentum, right? We'll see what they can do with it.
Absolutely, and players have taken a knee, which traditionally means someone is injured, so we'll see if that's the case, or nope, they're simply lining up in defensive formation. My mistake.
Be interesting to see what happens here, right? Especially if turnover downs midfield right here. Offensive-wise, you think about taking a shot. Number 40, the running back, very wide in his alignment.
You see Jai Dodd once again in a quarterback who's found some space up the center of the field. Great covering tackle there by the linebacker, though, from Queensland. So sniffed that one out, but great play there by Jai, who found a bit of space up the centre on the QB scramble. And for those of you who cannot see action in the booth at home, I have discovered a hat on the ground, which I have repurposed for use on my head.
What a find.
So thank you to whoever has donated this hat, this ground hat. We have play here as Jai rolls out to the right. So clearly acutely aware that time is ticking, and perhaps the 5:45 p.m. deadline for the flight is playing a factor here.
Right.
We'd have to assume that that's part of why 16 minutes of real time passed and the third quarter is already over.
Right. I'm not sure if we switched to a 5-minute quarter or what happened there, but
your guess is as good as mine.
Interesting there. We saw 2 sprint out plays in a row by Vic. One got held up. You saw Dodd scramble. And then you saw Queensland adjust to the same play, right? They cut off the edge there, force the quarterback to hold up.
Every play that Jai Dodd has been under centre, he has had some sort of rollout or scramble option. So we'll see if that continues, and indeed it does, as he gives actually the handoff this time. So very nice form tackle there from the defender.
Who is that on the carry? Is that Rico? Number 40 there. We have Tyrese Colhane.
Yeah, so I think Rico Tapai has now exited the game due to a unknown injury, but we did see that in the play. So yeah, some backup running backs, Tyrese Culhane having to come in, make a play. But we are going up tempo here on offense. whether it's due to the flight time or indeed the urgency needed to recover from a 13-point deficit. Who's to say? Didn't get a chance to speak to the Victorian team at halftime, but no doubt multiple reasons at hand as the snap is away, and the angle from where we're seeing, he got deep left side, and through the hands of the defender. Cam Sauce Gardner cannot secure his second interception of the game, and he certainly would want that one back. As we can see the reaction after the play.
We'd call that as a missed opportunity, right?
Yeah. Or let's go for missed opportunity. That's one. And that seems to have been fourth down, so turnover on the field as the Sun Devils offense comes back on. So it turns out the correct play, obviously the defender should be batting it down, as he did.
There we go.
Wise beyond his years.
Keep your head up, Cam.
Exactly. So unfortunately unable to pick up the first down there, and turnover. Tough situation there for Victoria. It's down 13 points, trying to go up tempo, but unsuccessful.
Hopefully they can get the ball back here, right? They had a turnover on the last drive. Let's see what they can do here.
They are playing very aggressively, doing trying to jam the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Another low snap, but the handoff is away, and plenty of space on the right side for the running back, who picks up a solid 11 yards. Looks like he picks up a first down there.
Nice one cut. This back does a really good job of just getting vertical, right? Doesn't do too much, doesn't sit in the hole, like dance around, all that stuff. He's really a one cut back. Nice job. O-line, obviously, we got to give credit to them, man. They're just moving the pile, right? You see them getting on their solo blocks and then actually getting up to the second level, right? Getting up to the linebackers and creating some great push for that run game.
Yeah, and part of the drawback of having those cornerbacks trying to jam the receivers, if you are in man coverage and you have to turn your back, then you can't exactly seal the edge for the running back running down the right sideline. So great play call there. Pistol formation, it looks like, for Taj Borden as he gives the inside handoff once again, but met in a very strong tackle there as another player finds his way to the ground. So very, very physical game today, I'd say.
Absolutely.
No love lost between these two teams.
Be interested to see the rest of the play calling by Queensland here, being upright with a 2-point or a 2-score lead. Are they going to keep it on the ground and continue to run the ball, right, while maintaining yards and then throwing when they have to throw, right?
I'd be interested. I'd love to see a play called. If he's got the legs, I'd be calling the zone read option keeper by the QB here from Taj Borden. I do like that. Clearly, he has shown great success running that.
Right.
And considering how much man-to-man there is on the outside, I dare say that is going to be enough to pick up a first down. But, that's one man's opinion, so we'll see what the play call here is out of the pistol as we have a man in motion. Pup's going for a crackback. We have pitch to the left side, and great defensive play. Is he able to pull him down? He is indeed. Right. Big loss there, so great play from the Victorian defense. And we have, unfortunately, a player gone down. And that may well have been the defender that made the play. Hard to say what's happened.
Great play, great trick, great awareness, right? Seeing the pitch coming right now, triggering, right, trusting it. We saw Jai Camilleri there go in at running back. I'm trying to get him some touches, but obviously someone with a missed blocking assignment on the player who's down right now. But great read, great play. Hopefully he's able to get up, and he's all good.
We do wish him the best in his recovery, but great football instincts to just get after the man with the ball, like just you make a read, you get after him, and you make a great effort tackle in the backfield. And so really sad to see the injury there from I believe it's Drew Iono from Victoria.
Good to see Drew get up here.
Yep, Drew making his way off the field under his own power, shaking his head, obviously disappointed that he is unable to continue in this game, but young fella will bounce back. So one of the very relatively few breaks in play we've had in the second half so far, but
don't jinx us, man.
No, I know. Well, the question I have for you, the golden question of the hour and of the day, is how much time is left in this game?
Dude, that is the golden question. I don't think anyone can answer this.
Well, we've had something like 25 minutes in this second half of actual time,
right?
Which you'd be assuming, we're still in the third quarter. You'd be incorrect. We are deep into the fourth quarter, I would assume, at this point in time, with Queensland up 13 points, 43-30, as Taj Borden is looking to pass here with some pressure, but Taj buys time, rolling out to the right, fires on the run, finds his receiver to the right side, who has space up the right sideline. Looks like a few crackback blocks have set Victorian defenders, and of course the crackbacks being illegal, clearly, with the flag thrown. So a bit of ill discipline once again from some of these young players.
We see a few flags on the ground. They're going to get one in the backfield, assuming when the quarterback leaves the pocket, right, and you see flags on the line of scrimmage, probably holding calls, right, where the offensive line loses, awareness of where the quarterback is, right?
And you don't love to see a lot of hard crackback hits from on young players. That is a real temptation of being a young player. I've been there. I've experienced that. I understand it, but something that hopefully they'll grow out of and, should be penalised in this game, especially when it's dangerous. So hopefully those players have come away unharmed, and the penalty has been called on the play, and I would guess, again, hard to see, but it looks like a 10-yard holding penalty.
It's unfortunate, you see a lot of good plays, right, that we've seen today, right? A lot of explosive plays, good fundamentally sound plays that have been called back for penalties,
Yeah, that looks to be 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, so I'm assuming that's going to be some sort of unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm assuming if we're third and 25, I believe. 3rd and 25.
Just seeing to see a play call here, right? 3rd and 25, you don't need to go for it all against, if you're not going to punt, right? Just get some yardage here.
Absolutely. Pistol formation once again, expecting pass. Good blocking in place thus far. Fires middle of the field, deep, as the defender makes an outstanding play. Can he return it? He makes a short return, but really great coverage there from Victoria.
Corey Jeeves there with the tackle. I guess that's as good as a punt there. You know what I mean?
The old arm punt.
The old arm punt, right? Throw it up, make a wish. Wow, great coverage right there. You see the you see the DB go back, right? Look for the ball and actually able to make a play on it.
And we are looking at
Ben Hollier.
Ben Hollier, of course, making the defensive play there. So great timing on the jump and the catch there. Really outwitted his man. And, made a massive play here to give Victoria a sniff in this game. So tension is still high here with 3 receivers out to the right. Great catch on the snap there by Hewitt, who fires it deep left. Just looks in the air, and what do we have here? An incomplete pass. That looks like almost catching off your opponent's helmet. Just for a second, that would have been one of the great plays of all time. But, really great catch there.
All right, we see Hewitt take a shot down the field here. It looked like the DB had position underneath him, right, to make that play. Maybe a little bit underthrown.
Perhaps a little underthrown. And unfortunately, Hewitt does he does hold his head rather high as he throws and seems to ball watch as he throws, which is a bit of a temptation for young quarterbacks. And does lead to underthrown balls. So we'll see if he can see how long it takes for him to outgrow that habit. But clearly arm strength isn't going to be, you wouldn't have thought arm strength is going to be his problem at 6'3", 209 pounds. And, we've had a close-up vision of him on the sideline. He is as impressively large as you might imagine, folks. But we do have a defensive penalty, so I wonder what that one was for. Sorry, I'm not seeing. Was that holding on the defense?
I believe we're going to
was it punch-up?
Wow. So we're going to look at a 15-yard personal foul here, right? So 15 yards.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if you folks at home saw that, but we couldn't see that on the camera here. So apologies if we've just missed a bit of fisticuffs on the field. But gladly,
you don't like to see that. You know, that's not part of the game. Again, if you're coaching that guy, please get him out of the game, right? Understand,
Absolutely.
Have some integrity here.
Absolutely.
It's a long game. Guys have been on the field long. It's the heat's, probably getting to them, but we got to be able to keep our composure.
Yeah, and you have to set the right standard for play at this level, and that isn't part of the game. But anyhow, we have first down here for Victoria. Great time here in the pocket for Hewitt, who finds his man to the left side but cannot secure it. And late hit, and I would expect to see a flag fly once again, but perhaps not.
You see Hewitt here step back and then step up in the pocket. Does a nice job of keeping his eyes down the field, right? A lot of young quarterbacks will just step up and try to run, right? He's actually trying to make a play, not just with his legs, but his arm as well.
Yeah, and honestly, McCann, I'd like to see a penalty there. I think that kind of shove in the back for a player who has dropped the ball and clearly doesn't have it.
It's just unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. There's no place in the game for that, and you do need to discipline players who do that kind of conduct. Yeah. And so that one has been let slip, which is unfortunate. But second down here for Victoria. out of the shotgun formation, and we have a whistle on the field. So find out what it is. We have a timeout here by, I would assume, Victoria, because the referee is on the Victorian sideline. Nope, 2 minutes. That is the 2-minute warning. My mistake.
2-minute warning in the fourth quarter.
There you go, 2-minute warning. So rapidly we progress through this game. So I was.
So
sorry, go on, please.
I'm just thinking 2-minute drill. We got to get the ball down the field.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And Hewitt agrees as he tries to roll right, but great defensive play there from the Sun Devils D end.
Right.
Cannot get away.
Who is that? Number 43.
Number 50, I think.
Oh,
there.
50, right? So interior, that'll be Job. Right on the tackle there. Nice big man pursuing to the football. You love to see it.
And great to see the kind of energy available to do that in the fourth quarter of what's been a long game thus far.
Right.
So what will young Hewitt cook up? Hands on hips at this point in time, but what will he see this next play? He's got a bit of time in the pocket, gets hit as he throws, but nice throw to the right flat. Great tackle there.
Right. You want to see a little bit of awareness there, right? We know that there's 2 minutes in the game left, right? The clock is against you on the offense, right? We got to tackle inbounds. There's some extracurricular activity here.
Just not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. But
no.
You're absolutely right. Look, I suspect his unwillingness to go downfield may have been as a result of his couple of underthrown balls, trying to get someone with ball in space. But you're absolutely right. Looking downfield is probably the option at this point.
And then you want to see the awareness of the receiver as well, right? Catching the ball and getting out of bounds and knowing that stops the clock, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we got 4th down here.
Fires it deep to the right side, underthrown and incomplete. Now, that's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. So it looks to be a turnover. So Queensland will take over the ball with less than 2 minutes remaining, and we'll see if they have, they will be in the victory formation or not.
Right.
So yeah, as long as the first half has lasted, the second half has gone in the blink of an eye, and perhaps for the best, considering that Victoria does have to catch a flight sooner rather than later. But we'll whistle stop tour in the second half of their experience here.
We'd assume Queensland to run out the clock, whether they take a knee or at least put the ball on the ground to keep the clock in play to run it out.
And players are getting handshakes from coaches on the sideline, and some players are taking their pads off. So that may be the course of action as we proceed, although we do see Queensland walking off the field. So, again, unsure exactly. Perhaps they've just simply called game. I think they've called game.
What an interesting some events playing here in today's match.
The biggest narrative of the game is not the play on the field, but rather the flight time of these young Victorians. And at least they will do the decent thing of having a handshake, but I suspect some legs will be moved rather fast towards the sheds to get changed to then get to the airport sooner rather than later, because that's an hour and 15 minutes from now, and Brisbane Airport is not next door.
Not next door. Yeah, they have to make a bit of a drive, so let's hope that these boys make their flight on the way back down south.
But also, let's not lose sight of the fact at least that Queensland Sun Devils have defeated Victoria 43-30 here today at Grosvenor Park here in Browns Plains in Queensland. So the state champions have, I suppose, sealed that victory by defeating Victoria. So congratulations to Queensland. Makana, thoughts on the game?
Man, it was an interesting one, to say the least, right? We had but there was some really good things to see. You know what I mean? We saw some really good football at times, right? We saw some dynamic offenses. We saw some good defense. We saw some good ball play from DBs, some good tackling. Hopefully we can continue to keep this going, right? That's the biggest thing, because we can see the potential here, right? You see the potential. You see the teams going back and forth. All it just needs is a little bit more cleaning up. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And then we can have some real matches.
Absolutely. And look, credit to and thank you to the Victorian team for coming all the way here to Brisbane in Queensland. And obviously there's a bright future for a lot of those players. And considering the quality of the quarterback depth, I think maybe we'll see some, perhaps some future Australian stars come through the ranks in the Victorian quarterback backfield, but also credit to the quarterback from Queensland, Taj Borden. Thanks everyone for joining us here at Grosvenor Park in Browns Plains, Queensland. Full time here, 43-30 to the Sun Devils. So we'll sign off here. It's been Bart and Makana. Anything you want to say to the folks before we go, Makana?
Just last thing for the people that are locally, All right. We are putting on a camp at End Zone Academy. We've been doing a few things, such as people know that we train people in person. We have an online opportunities for both players and coaches. And then we're also doing a camp here in Brisbane up at Nudgee College next week on Sunday, the 21st, for those people interested, whether you got kids, women and women included. A lot of these players that you see on the field for the Queensland team will be joining us. So if you were interested, first-year player, a veteran that you're trying to sharpen up your game and just keep it going, we'd encourage everyone to make it out there. We're trying to make an event of it. So, again, we're going to have that on at Nudgee College on the 21st, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
All right, thank you, Makana. Cool. Signing off here, folks. Thanks for joining us, as we'll hear the war cries perhaps in the background, but bye from us here in the commentary booth.
Right on. Thank you.